Good morning. Getting ready to go on the air now.
15th Street in Margate, and that's just a little north of Coconut Creek Parkway on the east
Very
side
excited,
of
very
441
exciting.
State Road 7. Well, Conservative Doug, thanks so much, and I'm glad you got such a great deal on your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Make sure you subscribe. We're coming on the air now.
Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust.
We are going live right now.
$450 for married couples when you complete your trust with attorney.
These are notes for all the live commercials I have to do today.
Certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices in South Florida, including downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Oh man, what an exciting day. The president is going to be acquitted.
1-855.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
3782.
Oh, here we go. Got to hit the...
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free,
Hey, Patricia.
1-888-GO-GAIN 1. That's 1-888-GO-GAIN 1. And now.
Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. This is the most pro-Donald Trump radio show anywhere, I promise you that. My name is Brian Craig. Welcome. We are here live at Morning Drive, Monday through Friday, on all of our radio stations. Our live stream on YouTube Live, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, 3 FM stations, 1 AM station. We're just all over the place. And we are here live celebrating what today will be a great day, the acquittal of Donald Trump by the Democrats. So that's great. And, you know, it's going to be a bipartisan acquittal. So this is all great news. Welcome back. We are back at home in our own studio. Not at the radio station yesterday. You guys have, oh boy, you guys don't know what I do for you. That's right, just to keep this show on the air. It's a lot. All right, lots going on. Ed Pasquale will be here today in the 8 o'clock hour. Steve here today. And we're back home in our home studio with my own mic. Not using a public mic. Using a public mic is like putting your mouth up next to a public urinal and talking for 3 hours. It's disgusting, but I did it yesterday, and I did it for you. I exposed myself to God only knows what. Oh, my goodness, to bring the show to you. Welcome back. You know, this acquittal by the Democrats in the United States Senate, that'll happen today or over the weekend, Monday at the latest. This is great stuff. You know, the Democrats and the media have, you know, Susan Collins. They got Susan Collins. They got Mitt Romney. You know, in the past, what the media do and what the Democrats do is they'll have some bill in the Senate or the House. They'll get one Republican to vote with the Democrats, just one Republican, and they'll say, well, it had bipartisan support because this one traitor, right? So I am right here to tell you, we are going to have Democrats vote to acquit Trump by all reports. So this will be a bipartisan impeachment, acquittal. Lindsey Graham said it best. When the wicked witch of the House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, said, "You'll be impeached forever, and your little dog too." Oh my goodness. And Lindsey Graham responded to that. And he said he'll be acquitted forever. And that is right on the money. The media are in a meltdown. Nancy Pelosi has been hiding out. And was she in Europe for the Holocaust remembrance, the 75th anniversary of Auschwitz? She was going anywhere she could go. She'd go to the North Pole and the South Pole to stay away from what's going on in Washington. But she had no choice but to come back. And Nancy Pelosi came back yesterday, and she looked awful, didn't she? She looked depressed. She looked like she came home to her hometown, and there was feces all over the sidewalk. Well, I guess there is. That doesn't seem to upset her. No, she looked defeated yesterday, Nancy Pelosi. She really did. I'll play a little bit of her in just a bit. She looked defeated. CNN looks defeated. MSNBC looks defeated. Rachel Maddow looks shocked, defeated again. And of course, the American justice system, while it's not perfect because you can have corrupt public officials like Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler, who walks like the Danny DeVito penguin, looks like Pizza the Hut. Sometimes he reminds me of Spanky from our gang. Anybody remember our gang, Little Rascals? Yeah, they don't show that anymore because Buckwheat's racist. Well, yeah. I grew up on the Little Rascals. I love the Little Rascals. Alfalfa had a terrible ending, didn't he? Oh my goodness, poor Alfalfa. But yeah, you know, it's not a perfect system because you have corrupt public officials: Schiff, Nadler, whistleblower, Brennan, Comey, Pelosi. But it's the best system of justice in the world. And this president will be acquitted. And, you know, I was talking about this prior to the impeachment trial. This is the very first televised trial that we have seen where there is an innocent person on trial. Completely innocent. George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin. O.J. Simpson killed Ron and Nicole. You go like Casey Anthony, they were all guilty as the day is long. The Menendez brothers, all of them. All of them. But Donald Trump is an innocent man. The first truly innocent man put on trial on television in America. And he'll be acquitted. And I know Nancy Pelosi cannot accept it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That is the system of justice in our country. You have a jury of your peers, and they decide. I'm sorry, you can't control the jury. You can't be the prosecutor and the jury. See, Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats want to be judge, jury, and executioner. Oh my goodness. All right, let me open up the phones. Your thoughts on this? Our number toll free 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. Excuse me. 888-465-2631. It is a toll-free call from anywhere, no matter where you are listening. And, of course, to celebrate the acquittal of President Trump, all of you are invited to join me and Steve Kane at Wings Plus Tuesday night, which is State of the Union night. And you know what? The State of the Union is strong, Democrats. I'm sorry. That's right. Steve and I are going to be at Wings Plus on Tuesday. I'd say get there around 8-ish. State of the Union's at 9. And join us. Wings Plus in Coral Springs. This is the Sample Road location of Wings Plus. And we will be, it's about a mile west of University Drive on the south side of Sample Road, Wings Plus. The great wings. I've been eating at Wings Plus long before they were an advertiser on the program. Wings Plus has been an advertiser here on the Steve Kane Show for about 10 years, and I've been eating there longer than that. Good morning, you're on the radio. Here we go, okay. You know, I must tell you, because I did forward the phones to the radio station yesterday. They might be a little glitchy this morning. I'll check during the break. I'll see if I can check. I can't really check now because I'm talking to you. But if you've been calling and I haven't been answering the phones, that's why. The phones may be a little glitchy, guys. So give us a call, 888-465-2631. We're going to have a great time at Wings Plus, though. I've been eating there. Like I say, they've been advertising here on the Steve Kane Show for a little more than 10 years. I've been eating there for at least 15. It's not only is the food spectacular at Wings Plus. These are the best wings anywhere. I mean, they're just, I love wings. And the wings at Wings Plus, you will not find better wings anywhere than at Wings Plus. I promise you that. And, you know, another thing about it is this is one of the most pro-Donald Trump establishments there is. I mean, you would be shocked. In fact, at Wings Plus, they sell Trump hats. And the Trump 2020 hats are there right now at Wings Plus. I'm going to pick up one when I'm over there on Tuesday. So join us on State of the Union night, Wings Plus, Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, the Sample Road location. We'll see you there. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Fox yesterday, and the four witches were on The View.
Oh, yes.
Did you see the Sonny Hoskins that wouldn't let Alan Dershowitz talk at all?
Yeah, that was a couple days. That was a couple days ago. I saw that. Whoopi Goldberg, they didn't want to let him talk. I know. They were cutting off Alan Dershowitz.
I saw it yesterday, and I said, what is these witches? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Trump is so guilty, and they're so racist. Let them just go home.
Well, yeah, and it was interesting because when Whoopi cut off Alan Dershowitz because he was referencing a ruling from the 1850s or 1860s or something, and she says, "Oh, that's too far back," and Columbus sailed the ocean blue. You know, all of a sudden, Whoopi Goldberg, whose life is obsessed with slavery, doesn't want to talk about the past. You know
You know, Columbus' real name was Colombo.
what?
Columbus's real name was Colombo, Christopher Colombo.
Oh, really? Like Peter Falk? Oh, that's interesting. Was he traveling the ocean solving mysteries?
I can't stand that Sonny Hostin. You know, she's married to a white surgeon.
Oh, is she?
So, huh?
So she couldn't find a black man to fall in love with? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
She could only find love with a creepy ass cracker.
when she's on television.
Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. Why do you think she couldn't find? Why do you think she couldn't find love with a black man? I wonder.
Well, you just could look at Goldberg.
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg's similar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate the call. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Morning, Steve Royal Pump.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, let me look into your crystal ball. What do you think the Dems' next action is going to be after this?
Well, as soon as President Trump's acquitted, they're already doing it. Nancy Pelosi is claiming he's not acquitted because there have been no witnesses in the Senate trial, which is not really true because you know the testimony of all the witnesses in the House have been submitted into evidence. But regardless of that, they're going to say he's not acquitted. That's going to be their first move, and then when that dust settles on that, they're going to put together another investigation and try to impeach him again. That's what they're going to do.
So let me ask you a question. You know, Trump has rights, just like any citizen in this country. There's a law against harassment. You can't keep going after a person and going after him before you pick up the sword, you go back after them. In other words, you can either have civil or criminal action against them. Now, I see that they're trying to serve a subpoena on Mrs. Clinton.
Yeah, I know, and she's hiding out. The Tulsi Gabbard subpoena. You know, I saw that story. Maybe you got some more info. So Tulsi Gabbard is suing Hillary Clinton for defamation, calling her a Russian agent, and she refused the subpoena. How did she do that? Does she have Secret Service running interference with the process server?
Oh, yeah, she has, not only does she have Secret Service, but she also has her own civilian security detail because Secret Service is limited and
So this is interesting. So Hillary Clinton is using her security detail to avoid being served a subpoena.
understand this. The individual serving a subpoena is an officer of the court. He's
That's right.
an enforcement officer.
Yes.
Usually. So the Secret Service, it would be as if you try to run up to Hillary Clinton. You're not getting very far unless she lets you come through. So that's exactly.
Well, you know what? The thing to do with Mrs. Clinton, because this is now so typical of the media. The media should find the process server and be following the process server as they try to serve Hillary Clinton a subpoena. It's a relevant news story. It would be interesting and fascinating and must-see television, but they're not doing that. The thing to do with Mrs. Clinton is to find an appearance that she is at and go to it. That's how you would serve her the subpoena.
Well, she's out of the country quite a bit now. There's
Yeah.
a position in Ireland to her for something or other just recently.
Yeah.
Meeting. But the recourse, I think, would be for Gabbard to go actually to the head of the Secret Service and request that he allow his agents to give her. But getting back to the original thing, at one point, isn't Trump going to just say, the heck with this, and just go after the entire Democrat?
Well, a couple things here. First, with Hillary Clinton and the subpoena, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know, I'm not so this is not a legal opinion, but I would think that Tulsi Gabbard's lawsuit is so high profile in the national news that just because it's out there and Hillary's avoiding the subpoena through security, that maybe technically you could make a legal case that she has been served, that she is aware. It's not like she can deny that she has no awareness.
Yeah, you have to have a physical serving of the paperwork.
When you had no, this is unprecedented. We have never had a government official, former government official, use a security detail to avoid being served a subpoena from the court. So this is, I would think eventually they'll go to the judge, and we could get a very interesting ruling on that, because we're in new territory. You're not Secretary of State anymore, Hillary. What she's doing is completely wrong.
In history, this is the same thing the mob guys used to do during Prohibition time, and even up until now. You try to serve subpoenas on these mob guys, they find you dead in a car somewhere.
Yeah.
Voice like even Al Capone.
Yeah.
Miami, which is currently owned by a retired cop.
Yeah.
He had in his house, he had a secret tunnel, so that if the feds were coming through the front to serve him paperwork to appear in court, he'd run through that tunnel and there'd be a boat waiting on the other side.
Yeah.
And Hillary's doing the same exact thing, just like
Yeah, well, this isn't 1930, you know, this is 2020, and Hillary. All right, Steve, appreciate the call. All right, we'll take our first break of the day. It is Friday. We are here live. My name is Brian Craig. President Trump will be acquitted very soon, perhaps today, and the Democrats will be a part of acquitting him. This is great. All right, let's take our first break of this Friday, weekend edition of the Steve Kane Show. Those of you on hold, stand by. We will go to the phones right after the break.
You sell your house or buy your dream home, then call LaBella Real Estate. LaBella Real Estate love President Trump, and like Donald Trump, LaBella Real Estate want to give you the highest dollar amount when selling your home. And when looking for a new home, LaBella Real Estate will find you the best deal. LaBella Real Estate have over 20 years of experience in real estate and mortgages, and they are very knowledgeable about the South Florida real estate market. If it's a condo, single-family home, a luxury home, LaBella Real Estate can help. Buying or selling, call LaBella Real Estate at 561-445-7023. 561-445-7023. And online, LaBellaRealEstateLLC.com.
This is Adrienne Kane, Steve's daughter, and I want to tell you about my MyPillow mattress. I was talking to Dad, and I was telling him I wasn't sleeping at night. I was tossing and turning all night long. I had an old, worn-out, lumpy, bumpy mattress that was so uncomfortable, I wasn't getting any sleep. A couple of days later, there was a knock at the door, and it was a MyPillow mattress. I slept on it that night, and ever since I've been sleeping the whole night through. No more tossing, no more turning, and when my alarm goes off in the morning, I'm up and ready to go and well rested. Give your kids, grandkids, spouse, or yourself the gift of a good night's sleep with a MyPillow mattress. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. When you use the promo code KANE, you can save up to $300 off your MyPillow mattress. They come in all sizes, from twin to California king and every size in between. Go to MyPillow.com and be sure to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, and give the gift of a MyPillow mattress. Worth its weight in restful sleep.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, yeah, and still time to order those great MyPillow items for Valentine's Day. Make sure to use that promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, either at MyPillow.com or when you order by phone at 1-800-716-4879. The buy one MyPillow, get one free offer. That is an incredible Valentine's Day gift. You just heard Steve's daughter, Adrienne, talking about saving up to $400 off the MyPillow mattress. That's an incredible deal when you use the promo code KANE. And don't forget that MyPillow body pillow, which you can see me demonstrate at SteveKaneShow.com in a video in my living room and garage in the in the laundry room. The MyPillow body pillow, normally $89.99, right now just $29.99 when you use the promo code KANE at checkout. So go to MyPillow.com, click the radio listener page there, and you can see all these specials. Again, use that promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, or order by phone by calling 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879. And when you order by phone, make sure you spell out KANE, K-A-N-E, for the person helping you on the phone to take advantage of all of these great deals. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Brian, good morning. This is Lewis from Deerfield Beach.
Hey, I hear you fine. How are you?
First time caller. I'm good, thanks. Great show. I've been listening to you guys since 2016.
Sounds like a setup.
Louis, I'm calling from here.
All right.
Louis, what my friends call me.
Okay.
Brian, there's a lot of things that I want to talk to you and Steve about, but today I'll be brief. Today, let's just tell me what you think about my my theory about these these witnesses.
Yeah.
I think it's been a ploy by the Democrats all along. I don't think they want witnesses. I think it's a ploy so that eventually, I mean, they know how the movie is going to end. They know that there's not going to be any witnesses, and then they can claim that the whole thing was a cover-up and continue with more investigations and more.
Yeah.
To continue to stir the pot.
Yeah. They'll have. Yeah.
Because people have already suggested what I would have done, what I think you would do, which is the first witness to call the whistleblower.
Well, probably you're probably right. What probably will happen when the dust settles is Schiff will get together or Nadler will get together. They'll have a committee hearing and they're going to call John Bolton, and they're going to have another round of hearings starring John Bolton, and will probably make a move to impeach him again. They've already said that they can impeach him multiple times before this trial even began.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I just wanted to get your view on my theory that this business of calling witnesses is basically a ploy.
Absolutely. It's a ploy for a couple of reasons. One, to prolong this. They're trying to put off the acquittal. I mean, that's one reason. Yeah. And they also want to be able to call the jury corrupt so that even when he's acquitted, these witnesses, and he should have been this, and he should have been that. Yeah, so you found the show in 2016. How did you find the show?
I don't watch TV. I just listen to radio, and I get up early in the morning. So
that's great.
Just playing with the dial, and I heard you guys, and then the election came, and it's been very interesting since then.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Deerfield is where you're calling from. In fact, when I first came to Florida, when I was 5 on vacation, it was 1976. The first beach I ever went to was Deerfield Beach, where they have the pier. First beach. I love Deerfield Beach. I go there all the time. Great beach, great pier.
That's why basically I used to go swimming there almost every morning, like shortly after sunrise. But I also have a Boca Raton pass, so I go there. It's a little bit more quiet.
Well, the only problem with Deerfield Beach is they let too many homeless people sometimes sleep on the beach and use the public facilities a little too much. And my wife and I were at the Deerfield Pier about a month ago, and she went to the ladies' room, and I was waiting outside. She came out terrified because there was a homeless woman in there she thought was going to stick her. It was pretty scary. Pretty scary.
Different. The cops there are pretty tough.
Yeah. Well, listen, welcome to the show, and thanks for calling for the first time. And if you have a chance, come and meet us at Wings Plus on Tuesday night over here in Coral Springs as we watch the State of the Union.
I've also been impressed by, I forget his name, he has a restaurant in Coral.
Ed Pasquale. Yeah, he'll be here today. Ed Pasquale will be here today.
So he's pretty good.
Yeah, he is.
So, yeah, well, where is he from, New York?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
From Massachusetts, by the way.
Oh.
50.
Yeah, the People's Republic of Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Massachusetts.
That's a good work. We'll talk again.
All right, take care, man. Lewis in Deerfield Beach. All right, we got time for another call. Good morning. You are on the radio. Hello.
Hey, Brian. Mike from Boca. How are you?
I'm doing all right, Mike. How are you?
Yes, I didn't catch the beginning of your show this morning, but I watched the rally last night, which was phenomenal.
You watched what last night? Oh, the rally, yes.
Yes. And my phone, I had a breaking news that Lamar Alexander is not going to vote for.
Yeah.
And but he said, he did like a muller. He said, well, there's nothing there, but he did something wrong. I'm like, what is that all about? But on another note, the positive thing about this is you were right. I believe firmly today that he will be acquitted today.
Well, this thing about Lamar Alexander, because I saw a clip online of Rachel Maddow getting the information live on the air. Breaking news, Lamar Alexander. I don't know. is that really as big of a news story as they're making it sound? I mean, I know we didn't know how he was going to vote on it, but it seems to me they're overplaying that as breaking news. Is today Brexit Day? Is today the day?
I just think it's a positive for us.
No, I'm not saying it's not good. It's not good. I mean, it is good. It is a good thing that Lamar Alexander is saying no witnesses. But the way the breaking news was coming in on this was as if the acquittal vote had happened already. I just think they made too big of a hype out of it.
Yeah. And besides the rally last night, I watched episode 1 of Picard.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I saw episode 2 already. Episode 2 was pretty good too. It's not as good as episode 1, but it's I like it, you know. But hey, I'm a Trekker. I'm a lifelong Trekker, so you know I'm gonna like.
But I think it's the best Star Trek I've seen in years on television, and I was very. It was very. I liked that. I mean, I you know.
I'll tell you this about, you know, Star Trek Picard is 10 times better. A lot of people are criticizing Star Trek Picard, and you know it's being really feminized. In the second episode, you get to see some Starfleet admirals. They're all women. There's no men, it seems to be, in Starfleet anymore. It's all feminized. It's all this Me Too Harvey Weinstein thing. But this Star Trek Picard is 50 times better than the first episode in the first season of Star Trek The Next Generation. I mean, which was not even watchable. Star Trek The Next Generation wasn't even...
I thought, I was right with you. I'm like, you know, because I remember watching the first season, I'm like, man, this is like...
awful.
What?
Star Trek The Next Generation was unwatchable until its third season. That's Star Trek Voyager 7 of 9. Not Star Trek The Next Generation. But when they brought the Borg in,
What I'm going to say is that when the Borg were introduced, that's when it got...
That was season 3 in the episode Q-Who. All right. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. All right, take care. All right, you're on the radio. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Brian. Hey, I'm going to start off the morning by giving you a compliment before going in on your man Trump. It takes a lot of guts for you to take blind calls every morning, not knowing what you're going to get.
I love doing that.
Not having a call screener bias everything.
I agree.
You know, I disagree with just about 99.5% of everything you say politically. You are a rare gem because no other talk show host has the courage to really, you know, honor.
Well, yeah. If only Elizabeth Warren agreed with that, and you know, I could have a call screener. Yesterday, when I had to broadcast from the radio station, I had somebody up there to answer the phones. The reason so it's not I do it because I want to, not because I have to, and the reason that I don't screen the calls, and I rarely even answer them, and I don't talk to you or even know you're on hold 9 times out of 10 when you call, because I don't want to know what's coming at me. I think it makes the show more interesting, and you know, it makes it more interesting to me, and I think it makes it more interesting to people listening when you don't. You know, the thing with having someone answer the phones, there's a couple things about that. One, the person that's calling in like you oftentimes gets off their chest what they want to get off their chest to the person answering the phones. And also, when you see names and things like this on the board of who's up next, you have an inkling of where somebody may be going. And I like going and not knowing what's on the line. I have no idea what's coming most of the time. So anyway, I appreciate it. All right, now tear down your president. Now tear down your president who is so successful. The black unemployment rate is at its lowest point since Lincoln freed the slaves. We have never had an employment rate among African Americans this high since the days of slavery, when there was 100% employment.
Okay, well, my issue is not with that, you know, because basically the jobs that are available, they don't have health benefits, they don't have pensions. you know, they're BS jobs. You know what I mean? You know, you talk about jobs like Uber, Lyft, you know, part-time Amazon drivers and things like that. There's no real growth and pension meaning.
See, this is the thing. When you talk, you're talking about the freelance gig economy, right? Like the Amazon delivery drivers, Uber, Lyft, and these things, Uber Eats. You know, what people that have jobs like that have going for them is they have incredible freedom. They can work when they want. They can start work when they want. They can take off when they want. If they want to take a day off, no, they don't have to call in sick. You know, with these types of jobs you're criticizing, there's an incredible amount of freedom that people have.
Well, I'm not criticizing the jobs. What I'm trying to say is that it's not really considered meaningful employment as far as...
According to who?
Talking about...
Not at all. Not at all. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think I have a pretty good job? Why not? I'm on the radio. I make good money, right?
Most of the public knows that your show is agenda-driven, and you can't deviate from that.
No, of course not. I can talk about whatever I want. I just share with my opinion. You know, I don't have a health insurance plan, and I don't have a pension plan with Steve. And with that comes a lot of great benefits and incredible freedoms. What you're talking about is you want employers to be like a welfare plan is what you want. You want people to get jobs, work somewhere, and be taken care of for the rest of their life and their family too by a company. That's not America.
About the trial.
Steve Kane Show.
Can I make one trial?
Hey, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say that America right now, with this trial and everybody watching, the whole world is watching this, regardless of what a lot of people think. And, you know, we're at an apex of making American history right now and setting an example for the world. Because...
Absolutely, that the American justice system is the best. And while it's not perfect, when an innocent person is on trial, a jury of their peers will acquit them. Listen, I got to run for our break. Come out to Wings Plus on Tuesday for State of the Union night. I'd love to meet you. Okay, well, come with us to our little rally at Wings Plus. All right, we'll see you. Take care. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our break and be right back.
The president is being harassed by the left with the impeachment trial. Stand up and support President Trump. Join Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, as we stand up for President Trump at Wings Plus on State of the Union night, and we are going to watch the State of the Union together. Wings Plus is located about 1 mile west of University Drive on the south side of Sample Road in Coral Springs. Join us and support our president. State of the Union night at Wings Plus. Join Steve Kane and Brian Craig. We'll see you there.
Attention homeowners, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. I'm here to cut your electric bill and save you a lot of money. Perhaps even eliminate your electric bill altogether. We do this by making your entire home energy efficient, by upgrading some or all of the following: roofs, doors, windows, insulating your attic, AC systems and ducts, hot water heaters, and even adding solar. Energy efficient improvements that actually pay for themselves over a short period of time. Our program is designed to make the savings on your electric bill pay for all or part of your low monthly payments. The PACE program is government sponsored and gives you up to 30 years.
Good morning. Make sure you guys subscribe. We're almost to 4,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Get all your friends to subscribe. If you have other accounts, subscribe on those. I'm trying to get to that 4,000. I'm like 50 some away from 4,000 subscribers.
Call 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
It'll never be
Start
over,
saving
Joseph.
money now.
I'm attorney Barry Siegel with the Siegel Law Group. Do you have a revocable living trust? If not, why not? Save time, save money, and avoid probate. Just $350 if you are single, and $450 for married couples. Call me. I have 5 offices throughout South Florida. The phone number is toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. Again, 855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
Yes. All right, let's go right back to the phones. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, good morning, Brian. Where have you been?
I've never left.
Yeah, you blocked me, bro, on YouTube.
I don't even know who you are. I don't even know who you are. Okay, well, you're here now. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind is the impeachment scam or sham. How Nancy Pelosi is literally manipulating or trying to manipulate the Senate into having witnesses.
Yeah.
What's your opinion? Should they have witnesses?
Whatever. I'm blowing him off. I don't care.
Too vague, dude. Like, what do you mean? Whatever.
I mean, it doesn't matter either way. I don't care either way. Witnesses, no witnesses, the result will be the same.
If they do decide, if some, for God forbid reason, they decide to call witnesses, Hunter Biden should be up there, right?
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you a question. When's the last time you got high?
About an hour ago.
Really? What were you, smoking weed?
Yeah, and I had a nice craft beer, locally made.
Oh, so you're mixing alcohol and drugs. So that's interesting. How do you smoke? Do you roll a joint? How do you ingest your marijuana?
I have a nice, little spoon pipe.
Oh.
A bit lighter.
Yeah.
And I go to a store, actually, and I can buy up to an ounce legally.
How much this is interesting. How much does it cost to buy an ounce of legal marijuana?
About $200.
Oh my gosh. And if you were to buy it on the street from your buddies, how much would an ounce cost?
At this point, I'm going to be honest with you, Brian. There are no more straight weed dealers.
But how much did it cost when you could buy from a street dealer? How much would an ounce cost? 200 legal. How much? Yeah.
Before it was $340.
It's cheaper to buy the legal marijuana. You're telling me with all the taxation and everything? Okay. Okay.
It's crazy. I know it sounds crazy.
Why do you get high all the time though? Why do you get high? I mean, I the only time I let loose, because I'm busy. I don't have time, to party and everything. When we go on our Steve Kane cruises, I'll drink sometimes too much. Like on the first night on the last one, I had way too much to drink. But that's like once a year because I have responsibilities. I have to come to work. I have to be on the radio. I've got my podcast. I've got my wife and daughter to take care of. So, how is it that you are able to be stoned as often as you are, high, and function as a productive working individual? How does that work?
You literally sit down and you think, right? You think, how is this business going to be profitable? If I invest X amount of...
Well, do you have a wife and children like I do? Excuse me, slow down. Do you have a wife and children? No, you don't. Thankfully, oh my goodness. Do you have a full-time job? Okay, you have no wife, no kids. That's okay. That's good. I mean, as a bunch of losers. Do you have a full-time job?
I have a full-time job sitting here while I'm talking to you.
What is your job? What is your job? You have a full-time job. What is your profession?
Butcher.
Come on. A butcher? No, come on. So you're working with butcher equipment high? Come on.
I'll never work with that shit, Wong.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. See, he's so high he can't even watch his mouth. Oh my goodness. Don't do drugs, people. Just say no. Just say no. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE1. That's our number. Oh my goodness. 1-888-465-2631. No, this will never end. As I was talking to the caller before the bottom of the hour break, when the acquittal happens, and it slows down, in the news cycle, and it settles. They're going to have more hearings in the House of Representatives. It's going to be a year of hearings right up through the election, and John Bolton's going to be their next star witness. They're going to continue to prolong this and prolong this and prolong this. And I'll tell you, what Nancy Pelosi is going through. I'll play some Nancy Pelosi when we get back from the break, but she did not look good yesterday. Did she not look like she was having just a total bit of depression going through her? She did not feel very good yesterday, I'll tell you that. So we'll get into that, get to some of the audio soundbites. Steve Kane will be here today. Ed Pasquale will be here today as well in studio in the 8 o'clock hour. So much going on, so much to talk about. And listen, guys, I got to tell you, this is, I talk to people about this quite a bit, and it's hormone replacement pellet therapy. Dr. Matez with hormone replacement pellet therapy. Hormone replacement pellet therapy will change your life, both men and women. You hear me talk about it all the time. I go day and night. I have more energy than I've ever had in my life because my hormones have been restored to the levels they were when I was 25 years old. And, hormone replacement pellet therapy, these are all natural hormones, nothing artificial. The natural hormones that your body makes. It's just your body produces less of these hormones as you age. That's why you age. And that's why Dr. Mitch Matez is called an anti-aging doctor, because he is literally turning back the hands of time for men and women who take advantage of a sideline business. I remember in the 90s, all of it, when Botox was kind of a new thing, every general practitioner started doing Botox as a sideline to make it a little extra dough. And you find a lot of that going on with hormones. Dr. Mitch Matez is a specialist when it comes to hormone replacement pellet therapy. This is what he does all day, every day, and he's the originator of it in the market. So when you're talking about hormone replacement therapy, Dr. Mitch Matez, in my opinion, is the most experienced physician in the area, maybe even one of the most experienced in the country, and certainly a senior expert. Now, for Steve Kane listeners, it's a completely free consultation with Dr. Mitch Matez. So mention the radio show when you call, 561-953-5490, 561-953-5490, and online at hormonetherapy.boca-raton.com. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
Right now, the U.S. is in the midst of a deadly opioid epidemic. In South Florida alone, someone suffers an overdose every 2 hours, either from heroin, fentanyl, or some other prescription medication that's as close as the family medicine cabinet. In fact, Mom and Dad's medicine cabinet is frequently the gateway to the horrors of hardcore addiction down the road. Drug problems
Awesome, Cheryl.
left unattended are only going to get worse. This is not something you can do on your own. You need expert professional help, and if your family is disintegrating in front of your eyes and you feel helpless, I'm here to tell you that help is available. Call my good friend Sal at The Edge Recovery, 561 area code 523-4325. This is his personal cell phone, 561-523-4325. If your loved one refuses treatment, The Edge Recovery will conduct an intervention and get them into the treatment plan that they need. The Edge Recovery offers every option, from intervention to 30-day rehab to sober living to counseling with a licensed therapist, as well as group therapy treatment. It's covered by most insurance, but no matter what your situation is, The Edge Recovery has options for you. Call Sal at The Edge Recovery. Do it today. 561 area code 523-4325. Again, that's Sal's personal cell phone, 561-523-4325.
Homeowners, would you like to save money each and every month? Of course you would. We all want to save more money. But how? By calling I Will Advisors, that's how, at 954-753-8080, 954-753-8080, and have their expert team review your homeowner's policy. I Will Advisors will review your policy at no charge. Most homeowners never review their policy, but it should be reviewed every year.
It should.
Commercial property owners, same goes for your property insurance policy. So what do you you waiting for? Call I Will Advisors and start saving money. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just
All righty. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. Countdown to the acquittal of President Trump. How exciting. Oh, by the way, when we're at Wings Plus for the State of the Union Tuesday night, you are all invited. Even Al DeJohn is invited to that one. Everyone is invited. Wings Plus, Tuesday night. Meet me, Steve Kane. And, of course, many of our great listeners will be there, as well as Dr. Janae Lamaski, our therapist, will be there. And if any of you Democrats need therapy after the acquittal, maybe Dr. Lamaski will make appointments with you while you are there. Oh, very exciting. All right, let's go back to the phones. How exciting. Countdown to acquittal. Hey, Richie, the bus driver. How you doing, Rich?
Now I'm going to talk some logic, and I'm going to address the Democrats.
Oh, okay.
Afro-American caller that called.
Oh, you mean the black?
Well, he's very intelligent, okay? Seems like a very nice person, intelligent. He's anti-Trump. But let's get down to brass tacks here. I've watched everything, and I've had the time because I'm retired. I've watched not only the Senate, I've watched the House. And watching the railroad job of the House, the complete disdain for the president, the kangaroo court that went on, and that was such a sham. The whole thing was a sham. To be honest, if he's going to be honest about it, you got Congress people that have been screaming impeach 45 forever. Maxine Walters, all of them, they were just looking to pin something on him. This is just a continuation of over 3 years, okay? And if this guy, this black caller, were to be honest with you, you wouldn't want to see what happens in the Senate, because it's kind of funny to see Schiff saying we need fairness and we need a fair trial when he was the leader of a kangaroo court in the other side. And to me, as soon as that was over, the Senate should have said, listen, that was a sham trial. It was disgusting and in front of the United States of America to put on a trial like this.
Yeah.
This should have been wiped out immediately. They should have scolded the cunt.
I agree. I mean, look, you know, what before the trial began, we were talking they shouldn't even have a trial. They should immediately vote to dismiss it. Oh no, we need to show that it's fair. Look at what's going on now. They're saying Nancy Pelosi is saying that the president will not be acquitted unless there are witnesses. So, you know, the Democrats are never going to accept the verdict.
Man.
Never. Like Schiff said yesterday, he'll compromise. Go screw yourself. You're not in charge. We don't have to compromise with you in the Senate. But, you know, have a certain number of witnesses, a week of witnesses, 2 weeks of witnesses. It'll never end, because if you had a month of witnesses and every one of them cleared Trump, there's always going to be some new witness that they need to talk to, or someone that has new information, and now we got to... They'll never end it.
Already started something with some congressman that he said that he got a phone call. I mean, they're going to pick one thing after the other. This is going to go on and on and on because these people are vicious, okay? They're totally vicious. And if this black gentleman would be honest about it, that kangaroo court in the first part with the House of Representatives should have been all to see. I don't care if you're innocent or not, or guilty. How about that one?
Well, he's coming over to Wings Plus State of the Union night. You should, you two confronting one another would be exciting. He lives 90 minutes away, Richie.
How our law works? We'd rather see 10 people that are guilty walk out as long as one innocent man.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first trial was a kangaroo court.
That's right.
Black people in this country went through courts in the South like that for years. This guy should be outraged. I don't care whether Trump is guilty or not. That show trial in the first side of it was so disgusting. I don't even want to look at the second
Steve
trial.
Kane
But yet he still hates Trump so much that he wants Trump hung.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. But you know what? We're going to win. We are going to win.
And Trump's going to have to put up with this crap for another 4 years because these people are disgusting.
I mean, how many people showed up yesterday to see the president? Twice in 1 week, too.
Guess what? That's in Iowa, right down.
That's right.
You got these, like, you know. Hey, listen, The guy has done things right for the country. And this other gentleman, listen, I'm a civil servant. I get a pension. I understand what he's talking about, good jobs. But the fact of the matter is, under President Obama, okay, there wasn't even anything out there whatsoever. There was no Uberlift. I know those are startup companies, but at least people could get something rather than welfare.
Well, no, what people used to do before Uber and Lyft and that, what people used to do is they'd get a job delivering pizzas for Domino's or something. Yeah.
Something because it's self-worth.
Yeah.
I used to work for Sears and Roebuck, man.
Yeah.
I cut grass.
Yeah.
Here's what you do. I work for McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know, the bottom line is, like, I'm getting back to this guy because it really aggravates me.
Well, you know what he is? He thinks that everybody should be taken care of by someone other than themselves, whether it's the government or a company or something. Yeah.
Hand job.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Richie the bus driver, thanks for calling. All right, you are on the radio. Good morning.
Brian, damn, I love it.
Yeah, I got to tell you, 420, I know you're high and not in your right frame of mind, but it's one call per show, and if you call again today, your calling privileges are going to be revoked, and don't think that I can't do that. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said, 420? I say it's one call per show. Okay, slow down. I know you're high and this won't sink in very well. It's one call per show, okay? This is your second time calling. If you continue to call, your calling privileges will be revoked, and believe me, I can make that happen. Okay, all right. Oh my gosh, the first call wasn't worth a darn. You think I want to talk to him again? Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Yeah, he probably doesn't remember that he called. Yeah. I tell you, it's a sad thing. It really is a sad thing, isn't it? It really is. You got to feel sorry for someone like that. Well, listen, this is just an exciting day. It's such an exciting day. Here we are. We're on Acquittal Watch. I know. I used to love watching Court TV. Court TV's back, and it's all great. And I've watched a lot of the high-profile trials. And when the jury goes out, they have Verdict Watch. This isn't Verdict Watch. This is Acquittal Watch. We are right now on Acquittal Watch in the United States Senate. Oh, man. I tell you, this is wonderful. Oh, I want to run this by everyone. I had told you all that I went back to Fox News Channel. I haven't had an opportunity to talk about this week. I spent an entire week watching Fox News. Not this week, but the week before. And I stopped watching now. I don't watch Fox News. I don't watch the television news. And I'll tell you why. Last week, I was watching Fox News all week. I watched Fox News for, I don't know, maybe 10 days straight. And I watched it a lot. And I'm not saying that I love Bill Hemmer and some of the changes they made. This is not about that. But I found last week when I was watching the television news so much that when I was on the air, that I wasn't as up to date on the issues, as well as the fact that I was having kind of a difficult time. A couple days last week, not this week, last week. A couple days last week, I had a difficult time on the air struggling for topics and things like this. And what I came to realize is watching television news slows down your thinking, that you just get implanted in your mind whatever their agenda is. And a lot of what goes on in talk radio, this is a discussion we're having here. Even if I'm not talking to a caller, if I'm still having a discussion with you in the listening audience. And it's a lot of critical thinking, analysis, giving opinions on this issue or that issue, or analysis on something that's happened. And watching Fox News for a week, I found on the air last week that I wasn't really thinking. I was being programmed. So this week I've not watched Fox News. A couple minutes here and there. That's it. I haven't watched it. And I think watching television news slows down your brain. I know they used to say that when television was new, and it became a big problem with the TV dinner generations of the 60s and 70s and 80s. Adults would tell kids that television fries your brain. And I think that's true now. I found myself really struggling on the air last week from watching the news because I was losing my ability to analyze, to discuss. I wasn't thinking critically. I was just being programmed with information that they wanted me to have. So this week I haven't watched the news, and I think the show's been it's a hypnosis. So mainstream media hypnosis. Someone in the chat room, Katina in Baltimore, mainstream media hypnosis. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. So I'm not doing it now, and I think this week's shows have been very, very hot, very, very good. I felt better on the air, and watching television news is a bad idea. It's bad for your brain. It really is. It's bad for you. All right, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. My name is Brian Craig. 1 hour down, 2 to go. Ed Pasquale will be here today. Steve will be here today. And we'll take our break. Don't you go anywhere.
5.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to tell you about Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities, I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
Our president is being harassed by the left with the impeachment trial. Stand up and support President Trump. Join Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, as we stand up for President Trump at Wings Plus on State of the Union night, and we are going to watch the State of the Union together. Wings Plus is located about 1 mile west of University Drive on the south side of San Pedro.
Although I'm wiped out. I've had such a hectic week. I'm ready for the weekend.
State of the Union night at Wings Plus. Join
I might go to
Steve
Disney
Kane
World
and
tomorrow.
Brian Craig. We'll see you there.
Are you experiencing a loss of your sexual desire as well as your ability to have sex, period? This is Dr. Mitchell Matez of the Boca Raton Center for Age Management. I am pleased to tell you about the latest breakthrough in sexual enhancement for women. It's called the O-Shot, and it will change your life. Increased sexual desire, increased sensitivity, and increased stimulation all can be yours with a simple, safe, and painless procedure done in our office in a matter of minutes. As an added benefit, the procedure is also effective in controlling urinary incontinence. If you are interested in better and more pleasurable sex, call my office today at 953-5490. That's area code 561-953-5490, and ask about the O-Shot.
Be right back, guys.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. I'm here to cut your electric bill and save you a lot of money. Perhaps even eliminate your electric bill altogether. We do this by making your entire home energy efficient, by upgrading some or all of the following: roofs, doors, windows, insulating your attic, AC systems and ducts, hot water heaters, and even adding solar. Energy efficient improvements that actually pay for themselves over a short period of time. Our program is designed to make the savings on your electric bill pay for all or part of your low monthly payments. The PACE program is government sponsored and gives you up to 30 years to pay. Requires no credit check, no money down, no income verification, and no payments for up to 18 months. You only need to be current on your mortgage and taxes for the last 3 years to qualify. Energy savings and hurricane solutions made easy. Call 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500 to start saving money now.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. call toll free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve K Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888.
Good morning, Butch. Make sure you guys subscribe. We're almost to 4,000 subscribers.
And now.
All right, yes, hour number 2 has begun. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Steve will be joining us in a bit. Ed Pasquale will be here today. Oh, man. Well, let's go through some of the audio sound bites, because this is, yesterday and last night, the wind was let out of the sails of the Democrats. Because, it's not that they always knew acquittal was coming, but they blocked it out, and now they're facing the acquittal. And it's going to be an acquittal with Democrat support. So it's going to be a Democrat acquittal, a bipartisan acquittal. And in America, you're innocent until proven guilty. And he has not been proven guilty. He is being acquitted. And you can just see it in the Democrats. Nancy Pelosi yesterday, who's been hiding out. You haven't seen her on TV in a while. This is Nancy Pelosi yesterday, just losing it.
This is over. Do you think that President Trump will be chastened and understand that he's got a Congress watching him? Or will he be emboldened because the Senate will have acquitted him?
Well, he will not be acquitted. You cannot be acquitted if you don't have a trial. And you don't have a trial if you don't have witnesses and documentation and that.
Okay, so he will not be acquitted. So don't believe the vote. He will not be acquitted because they haven't had their witnesses. No, he'll be acquitted. That's how it works. That's how it works. I'm sorry. And so far as not having witnesses, that is not true. They had a whole host of witnesses in the House hearings, and all of their testimony under oath to the House of Representatives has been submitted into evidence in the impeachment trial. So to say there have been no witnesses is not accurate. Is not accurate at all. And yesterday, Hakeem Jeffries, I tell you, these people are a lot smarter than I am. They're all rich. They've got lifetime jobs in Congress. Well, they'll get richer, Hakeem Jeffries was excusing the foreign interference that took place in the Hillary Clinton campaign with the Steele dossier. Listen to this.
The analogy is not applicable to the present situation because, first, to the extent that opposition research was obtained, it was opposition research that was purchased.
Oh, okay. Since they paid for the dossier, that's not foreign interference. Oh my goodness, Hakeem Jeffries. He's on the House team of prosecutors there. He's in Congress. He's got the mind of AOC. I'd like to see Hakeem Jeffries and AOC go into a room and take IQ test. Who do you think would have the higher? AOC might come out with a higher IQ than Hakeem Jeffries because he's a real idiot. When I thought, wow, I've never really heard Hakeem Jeffries talk. I keep hearing people talk about Hakeem Jeffries. I've never heard him speak. And yesterday was really the first time. I didn't realize what a mental lightweight he was, Hakeem Jeffries, but he did not seem too sharp to me. He's not the sharpest pencil in the box, that's for sure. Oh my goodness, Hakeem. Well, if you pay for it from foreign agents, that's okay. That's not foreign interference if you paid for it. What? And what's crazy about that is not just that he said it. That was on a written statement that was prepared by the entire team. There's a very sad man on CNN. Very sad man. His name's Carl Bernstein. And I feel so sorry for Carl Bernstein yesterday really embarrassed himself. And let me tell you, I have a lot of respect for Carl Bernstein. You may not think I do, but I do. I met him once, and it was pretty exciting to meet Carl Bernstein. As close as I'll ever get to meet Dustin Hoffman is meeting Carl Bernstein. But I met him once, and it was just me and a couple of people. And it wasn't in a big setting or anything. Maybe 3 people total, including me, were with Carl Bernstein. It was brief. We weren't socialized, but I met him. And he was cool, no ego, nothing. And I recently, about a year ago, read All the President's Men. I've seen the movie 50 times, but I'd never read the book. And the book, All the President's Men, is very, very well done. And I was shocked when I read All the President's Men, what a great reporter Carl Bernstein was back then. Carl Bernstein did all the work, right? And Bob Woodward got all the credit because Bob Woodward is with the Harvard-Yale crowd, and he was well-connected and better looking, I guess. And he had a better-looking leading man play him. So he gets a lot of credit he doesn't deserve. If you read All the President's Men, my goodness, Carl Bernstein was flying all over the country digging information up on Watergate. And there was one instance he flew to Miami and sat in an attorney's office for like 3 days waiting for them to walk by. He was a very good investigative reporter back then. And Carl Bernstein, I think his mind has kind of been lost. And I think a lot of it has to do with Bob Woodward has gotten all the credit. Even in All the President's Men, he writes about how connected Bob Woodward was and how he wasn't, you know. So Bob Woodward gets all this glory, fame, the big book deals. Carl Bernstein, it's kind of like Steve Jobs and Wozniak, right? Steve Wozniak was an engineer. Steve Jobs wasn't, but he was the front man, and he was better looking and thin, and Wozniak is fat and ugly. And Wozniak, who I'd love to meet, I love Wozniak, he gets no credit. Steve Jobs gets all the glory when he didn't do much of anything, right? He was a media person. That's the same way it is with Woodward and Bernstein. And Carl Bernstein, he's always trying to relive the glory days, and it's so sad, the glory days of Watergate. He's done things, I guess, since, but what has Carl Bernstein done that's notable? He peaked too early. You see this a lot of times with actors. An actor will win an Academy Award in one of their first roles, and they're young, and that's it. I look at Timothy Hutton. How many of you don't even know who Timothy Hutton is? He won an Academy Award for a movie called Ordinary People with Donald Sutherland, one of his first starring roles. And what did he do after that? You know, how many actors win an Oscar right in the beginning? Richard Dreyfuss, great actor, won an Oscar early, boom, you know. Sometimes people peak so early, and that's it. And Carl Bernstein, great reporter, I have great respect for, he's lost his mind because he has that one moment, the Watergate moment, which is important, but one moment, 50 years ago now almost. He doesn't get the credit he deserves. The other guy who did very little, Bob Woodward did next to nothing as far as Watergate goes. Carl Bernstein did 95, maybe even more, 95% at least of the work in the Watergate report. If you read All the President's Men, the book, don't watch the movie, read the book, right? And he never got the glory. He's like Wozniak. He never gets the credit, and he's always going back to the glory days. You know, you see people like this sometimes because I went to high school down here. On occasion, I'll run into somebody from high school that was popular in high school, and, you know, life has been different for them after. And they're still talking about, you know, it's like it's 1987 to them, and it's sad. It's sad. You ever see people like this? That's how Bernstein is. And Bernstein was on CNN last night talking about the impeachment trial as the acquittal is about to happen. And, you know, he's back in the Watergate era. You know, just like that one old lady that they got on the impeachment team. She's living back in the glory days, too. And this is Carl Bernstein giving his analysis of what's going on right now as we wait for the acquittal of President Trump. This is last night's CNN.
Cover up.
Cover up.
The Senate has not.
See, cover up. See, everything with Carl Bernstein, he's like a senile old man. Everything's a cover up to him because Watergate. Cover up, cover up, cover up. It's the cover up, not the crime that gets you every time. That's not true. That's some talking point that they came up with because Nixon wasn't involved in the break. There's no cover-up. It is on television. It is on social media. The trial's been on TV. These witnesses have testified. and the House hearings that were televised. How can anything be covered up when it's all out in the open? All right, back to Bernstein.
Cover up. That's what the Senate has now done. They have covered up what the President of the United States has done in his grievous action when they had the ability to find out more and reach.
See, I really think he's having Watergate flashbacks here. He really is. He's having Watergate flashbacks, Carl Bernstein, and it is really sad. There's no cover up here. Everything's out in the open, Bernstein.
Bipartisan, as it were, decision, if we could hear from the witnesses, if Mr. Bolton could come in and tell us, is there anything else there? No, maybe it would be exonerated. This is a cover-up, plain and simple, and there has been no attempt throughout this proceeding by Republicans in this
Steve Kane show.
Senate of the United States, the so-called world's
Hey,
greatest deliberative
Steve Kane show.
body,
Hold on.
now known, we now can see how deliberative it is. That we've seen now a really shameful and an episode in our history that is going to redound for many, many years.
Okay, I don't even think Carl Bernstein knows which impeachment and which president he's talking about, because in his mind, it's still 73. It's Nixon's president. Everything's a cover-up. We're fighting to end the war. I mean, he has really lost his mind. But you know, Carl Bernstein, who obviously is having, in my opinion, some senior issues involving cognition and also some regrets and all of this. You know, Dr. Mitch Matez with hormone replacement pellet therapy, one thing hormone replacement pellet therapy does is restore a cognition to people that are suffering from cognition issues, which is part of the aging process. Hey, Dr. Matez.
Hey, good morning, Brian. Forget Bernstein. Joe Biden came and saw me, got on some hormone therapy. The man would have a legitimate chance to be
Oh, isn't that the truth? Oh, man.
percent, because he'd be back to the old Joe Biden who could fake his way through.
Yeah. You know, this is an interesting thing about Biden. This is with hormone replacement pellet therapy, Dr. Matez. You know, when we talk about hormone replacement pellet therapy, completely stops and reverses the signs of menopause, including the mood swings. A lot of what I see with Joe Biden seems to be mood swings. I saw him shake a reporter a couple days ago and get in his face. He gets these fits of rage. Does hormone replacement pellet therapy reverse these mood swings in men that we're seeing in Biden?
100%. He has the grumpy old man syndrome. Here's the problem, Brian. I can tell you.
Yes, they do. I'll mention it.
Feels like crud.
They do.
Okay. He's got to run all over the place. He doesn't have the energy to do it. He can't remember what the heck he had for breakfast at 10 a.m. He probably has zero sex life whatsoever. Not that he would have the energy to do it when he got home. You know, he's just falling apart. And it's so obvious in the general public here. They're killing the guy's shot at anything.
Yeah.
Fix it for him. I could have the guy be in a lean, mean fight machine within the 6 months to a year. He'd be the president. And
Well, I don't think Dr. Matez, you would not be doing a service for your country if you saw Joe Biden as a patient and made him president. But you know, it's really what we're seeing in Joe Biden, not just the cognition issues where he literally doesn't know what state he is in. When I say state, like he doesn't know if he's in Connecticut or Nebraska sometimes, which is sad. But these mood swings that we see from him, that grouchy old man syndrome, I didn't even consider that. We know about the mood swings with menopause, but men, the male version of menopause is called andropause, and the mood swings are a part of that as well, you're telling me.
oh gosh, you kidding me? You know how many complaints I hear from women about their husbands being moody brats, basically.
Yeah.
That is a very, very common effect of aging on men. You know, think about how many like happy little old guys you see versus how many miserable little old guys you see.
Yeah.
Those that are taking care of themselves and keeping their hormone levels balanced and doing, you know, exercising, doing the right thing, these guys are happy and smiling, and the rest.
And you know, I'll tell you, Dr. Matez, I have met many, you know, I see and feel the changes in me with hormone replacement pellet therapy. I have met many listeners before and after hormone replacement pellet therapy, and it is night and day. I've met some of these guys at appearances, and they look their age, 50, 60, 70, 80, and they're kind of leaning over and hunchback. And then I'll see them after they've come and started hormone replacement pellet therapy, and they are standing tall and walking straight, and they're not hunched back anymore, and it's just they're a whole new person.
We're sure, Brian. Anybody want to do it? Come on in. We'll make it happen for you.
That's right. And it's a completely free consultation if you mention the Steve Kane Show. 561-953-5490. 561-953-5490. Online, hormone therapy, BocaRaton.com. All right, Dr. Matez, have a great weekend.
Brian, we'll talk next week.
All right, good. We'll talk next week. All right, hey, listen, we'll finish up the break and we'll be back. I'm Brian. Don't go anywhere.
Adrienne Kane, Steve's daughter, and I want to tell you about my MyPillow mattress. I was talking to Dad and I was telling him I wasn't sleeping at night. I was tossing and turning all night long. I had an old, worn out, lumpy, bumpy mattress that was so uncomfortable. I wasn't getting any sleep. A couple of days later, there was a knock at the door and it was a MyPillow mattress. I slept on it that night, and ever since I've been sleeping the whole night through. No more tossing, no more turning, and when my alarm goes off in the morning, I'm up and ready to go and well rested. Give your kids, grandkids, spouse, or yourself the gift of a good night's sleep with a MyPillow mattress. Go to mypillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. When you use the promo code KANE, you can save up to $300
That light,
off
there's a
your
light
MyPillow
over my
mattress.
head.
They come in
Just
all
over my head.
sizes, from twin to California King and every size in between. Go to mypillow.com and be sure to use the promo
That's
code
right.
KANE, K-A-N-E, and give the gift of a MyPillow mattress. Worth its weight in restful sleep.
Homeowners, would you like to save money each and every month? Of course you would. We all want to save more money. But how? By calling I Will Advisors. That's how. At 954-753.
Oh, yeah. There's a new light bulbs up there, so it's very bright,
And have their expert team review
They put new
your
lights in.
homeowner's policy. I Will Advisors will review your policy at no
I like the
charge.
lights bright. We have no
Homeowners
windows in the
need to
studio.
review
It keeps
your
you
policy.
awake.
It should be reviewed every year. You commercial property owners, same goes for your property insurance policy. So what are you waiting for? Call I Will Advisors and start saving money.
Well, you can't see my reflection in the glass, which is in front of me.
954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just
Oh, man. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Steve will be here today. Ed Pasquale will be here today. Elizabeth Warren has gotten involved in this criminalization of free speech movement. It's got a little bit of discussion going on in the country. It's amazing to me. When you see the way the liberals, the way Democrats behave and what they support and advocate for, that's reason enough not to be a Democrat, even if you agree with them on some issues, because they're tyrants that want to take away your freedoms. And this is on Elizabeth Warren's website. And it's really frightening. It's really frightening. And I know she's not going to be president, but there's been such a tone change inside the Democrat Party when it comes to taking our freedoms away. And of course, when you're talking about free speech, you're talking about the First Amendment. It's not the second, third, fourth, or fifth. It's number one. So they want to limit our First Amendment, which I guess the founders thought was the most important since they made it number one. And this is on Elizabeth Warren's campaign website. Fighting digital disinformation. And this is what Elizabeth Warren writes here. Online disinformation played a key role in the 2016 election, and our country still isn't prepared to fight it. Add your name if you agree. Disinformation erodes democracy, and we need a plan to fight it. Disinformation. And this is what she writes. Can you imagine? Is she going to have a ministry of disinformation? This is on Elizabeth Warren's website I'm reading from. This is not a news story about it. Since the 2016 election, investigations, congressional hearings, academic research, and countless news stories have detailed the efforts by foreign actors to influence our elections by spreading false information on social media platforms. But 4 years later, our country is hardly better prepared to protect itself. Now, listen to this next part. Disinformation was one of several strategies that the Russian government employed to influence the 2016 election. In the aftermath of the election, experts studied thousands of posts from major social media platforms and found that Russian internet research agencies sought to benefit the Republican Party by creating fraudulent accounts on social media sites like Twitter and Facebook and using them to post and spread false and inflammatory information. These efforts had three main goals: creating deeper divisions among voters on particular issues, discrediting or promoting particular candidates, and suppressing the vote. One expert estimated that this is Elizabeth Warren's website, one expert estimated that during the 2016 election, there was a 1-to-1 ratio of junk news to professional news shared on Twitter. Okay? So you notice that junk news to professional news. See, the mainstream media have lost their monopoly on the news business. Every single person out there is a citizen journalist today with their social media account, with Facebook Live, with the Twitter, whatever you use. And Democrats are having a difficult time because for the first time in American history, we have a truly informed electorate. Because there's so much information, they can't control the narrative through 3 television networks and the New York Times and the Washington Post when it comes to politics. So what Elizabeth Warren is talking about doing here is criminalizing news that doesn't come from one of the, I guess in her case, the government-approved sources: ABC, NBC, CBS, New York Times, Washington Post. And I know there's been a mention here and there of this story. And I know a lot of people say, well, she's not going to win, so what does it matter? Because there is a tone change among the Democrat base today that agree with her on this and think something needs to be done about it. The more informed people are, the less Democrats win, and they know it. All right, let's take a call or two. Good morning. You are on the radio. Good morning. Hey, Jeff in Maine. How are things in Maine other than chilly?
Chilly is all ghetto.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to be today, later this morning, I'm going to be in a T-shirt and shorts on Miami Beach, which is not underwater, MSNBC. Yeah, well, you're freezing in Maine.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I heard this morning that A.G. Barr appointed Timothy Shea as a U.S. attorney to investigate the Russian vote. I think there's a lot more there to it than we know. I think A.G. Barr is lining up his dominoes, and when they come down, it's going to be awesome for Trump.
Well, explain to me, how is that different than what Durham is doing? And
I believe that it's a multifaceted investigation, and it's broadening and narrowing at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
well, I don't know why we haven't seen an indictment yet.
I heard from it was on Fox or OAN News that they're making sure that when they send them out that they're nailed shut. There's no doubt, because if they fail on one, it's going to be horrible. And I kind of understand that.
Well, I understand, but if there's not an indictment soon after the acquittal and the impeachment, I'm going to start to become discouraged. It's been long enough.
I agree.
I mean, come on. You know, everything's out there. It's been more than a month. Well, they've told us they have. And Clapper even said on CNN at least once, I think twice, that Obama told them to do it.
And that's treason. That's way worse than Watergate.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah. Well, but, you know, it was a few weeks back, a story came out that Durham, 2 things came out about Durham and Brennan. One, that he had requested Brennan's private email correspondence. And 2, Brennan confirmed that Durham was going to question him. So that has had to happen and been done, and I've seen no movement.
I still think it's just a matter of time when that first one goes. It's going to, you know how that domino effect, it just rolls and doesn't stop. And that's what I'm hoping for.
I hope you're right. I mean, what happened to President Trump? Well, what happened? What's going on with President Trump is something that's never happened before. You know, this impeachment trial is a part of the FISA abuse scandal. It's all one big coup against the presidency of the United States. This one in particular, this president, and it's all part of the same thing. These are not separate incidents. And so far as the Russian interference that Elizabeth Warren and these others are talking about, you know, what they're trying to tell us is that some Facebook groups and some postings on Instagram or Twitter or something influenced the election. That's what they're alleging. I want to see the ad. I've talked about this a lot. I want to see the online ad that turned someone who was ready for Hillary, for open borders, and supported abortion on demand as well as much taxation as possible. The ad that they looked at that had them reject everything Hillary Clinton and move over on the Trump train and be pro-life, support the border wall, and cut all taxes. I do it like, because that ad is so, an ad like that would be so influential. It would be the most effective marketing campaign in the history of marketing. And whoever crafted such an ad would have to be a genius. How do you flip someone from ready for Hillary to Donald Trump with some Facebook posting? Come on.
You don't do it.
It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. You know, they just, you know, but I hear so many people talk about this Russian interference. Of course the Russians interfere with, how? How did the Russians interfere with our election? I even hear Republicans say this. I don't buy it. I don't think they interfered at all.
And I believe that all of this was a cover-up of the Obama administration's crime in Hillary. This is all a deflection, distraction, and like you said, once, is it Zelensky that said, when you have to accuse your enemy of what you're doing.
Saul Alinsky, yeah, accuse your opponent of doing what you were doing. That's that, and they. Well, here's what the deal was with the Mueller investigation, and people don't understand what that was all about. They think they do, but they don't. See, my whole life, I've heard politicians and media say, anytime a business person was running for office, and they would laugh, you can't run the government like a business. You remember how many times have you heard that, right? And Donald Trump has done that, but they believed you couldn't. So they failed with the FISA warrant. They couldn't get him to play ball with the dossier. The purpose of the Mueller investigation was this. They believed their own hype, their own propaganda. They thought Donald Trump would be a failure. They thought by the end of his first year, the government would have collapsed and the economy as well. And we might have even been having a war going on because he was so unstable and volatile. And having this investigation, they thought 6 months or a year into President Trump's presidency, because you can't run the government like a business, that he would be such a failure that the country would be begging for them to remove him from office, and he would have such a low approval rating that he would resign. That was the purpose of the Mueller investigation, not to indict him, but to turn, they just, as a mechanism for his failure. They never dreamed that he would be successful, certainly not as successful as he is today. And that's why that fizzled out on them.
Go from one hoax to another.
Well, they're going to do it again. I'm telling you, when this is over, Schiff and Nadler are going to have hearings again in the House, and Bolton's going to be the star witness. It's going to happen.
Even before the election, because
yes,
nominations, the ones that are running, are saying we need to get back out on the campaign trail.
Let me give an example of what's going on. There's a big Schiff and Nadler have been on a high the last few months because they've been the center of attention in their hearings and in the trial. Demi Lovato, the singer. Okay, she's had a history of drug problems. And I'm a fan of Demi Lovato. She was on a kid's show when my daughter was a kid that I used to watch with my daughter. It was called Sunny with a Chance. It's a very good show for kids, and I watched it with my daughter. She talked about how she got hooked on drugs, and she said what happened this is Demi Lovato. She said she was on a worldwide concert tour, and these were big arena shows, and she said there's such a high when you're on stage, and when the concert's over and you're back in the dressing room, it brings on depression because you don't have the crowd out there. And she started doing drugs, hardcore drugs then. Schiff and Nadler are in a similar situation. You know, they've been the center of attention for months now. When the acquittal happens, they're going to sink into a depression because they're no longer up speaking on national television live anymore. So what they're going to do is to try to relive it by having more hearings with more witnesses to move for a second impeachment. And you're going to see it happen quick because they're going to, Nadler and Schiff are, when the acquittal comes in, are going to sink into a deep depression, and to come out of it, hearings, John Bolton, that's what they're going to do. Telling you.
Trying to find a hole to crawl into because they're going to be so exposed to this hope.
Yeah.
Brian, I believe that the Trump presidency is leading to another thing that's scaring all politicians, including Republicans. No more establishment presidents. We're going to get people like Trump that know what the hell they're doing, how to run a country.
Well, that's part of the problem. You know, the Democrats, part of what the government is doing is going after Trump to discourage other people like him from running.
On who America runs for president wants to nominate.
Well, what he's done, you're absolutely correct. What President Trump has done is raise the bar so far as expectations from voters. What voters want now is accomplishments, not rhetoric. Like here's Obama. Remember Obama? Here's Obama. We can rise higher, and we can do the things if we rise higher together. We're united as one. You know, what the hell is he talking about? Trump's talking about illegal immigration is down. ISIS is gone, pretty much, right? You know, the wall is going up. Taxes are lower. We're lowering them again. You know, he's talking about accomplishments, not if we do the tough things together, we can rise up, and we'll never be without the rise. Vague generalities are what you get from other politicians, Republican and Democrat. And you know, I remember the Republicans made a big deal in 2016 to get Trump to sign off on the Republican platform. The biggest fear the Republican establishment had, that snake Paul Ryan, that creep Mitt Romney, the biggest fear they had was that the Republican platform would be accomplished. That old school of the old Republican establishment, for example, don't want abortions to stop because it's an issue. Do you understand what I mean? Donald Trump isn't about rhetoric. He's in the private sector. You've got to accomplish things, or you're out. And now voters expect not rhetoric, but accomplishments. And Pelosi and all of they don't do anything. Look at this USMCA. You know, that never would have happened with any other president, ever.
President Trump has done it.
That's right. Hey, I looked at the clock, and I looked at the clock. I'm very late for the break, so I got to run. But thanks for the call. 37 minutes after. I'm Brian. You are listening to the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back.
From excruciating back pain or sciatica, pay careful attention to what I'm about to tell you. According to a study in the medical journal Spine, back surgeries to alleviate back pain frequently backfire, leaving the patient in more pain than before they had the surgery. A second study from the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine provides clear evidence that 74% of surgeries for back pain fail. But there is an end to your suffering. There's a solution to your problem waiting for you with Dr. Troy Lemaski. Dr. Troy Lemaski is my personal chiropractor, and if the name sounds familiar, it should. He's the brother of Dr. Janae Lemaski. Dr. Troy specializes in the elimination of back pain, sciatica, joint pain. He does it quickly, easily, and without surgery or pain medication. While he can help you with your back and neck pain, Dr. Troy also provides treatment for the hips, the shoulders, the knees. If you've been in a car accident, any type of injury or slip and fall, the pain won't go away. Well, if you want to get back to your old self, you want to call Dr. Troy. His number 954-463-3036. That's 954-463-3036. Online at drtroylemaski.com. Tell him that Steve Kane sent you.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire.
Well, you can call in about it if you'd like.
$75 a tire.
What else is there to say about it?
Savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with offices throughout Broward, Palm Beach, and Dade County. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Show. Okay, now the Super Bowl is this weekend. I don't plan on watching the Super Bowl. I don't care about the Super Bowl. And I will promise you this, okay? Come Monday morning, you will not hear us talking about the Super Bowl commercials. Anytime, I do this every year, but I want you guys to know. On Monday, on the radio, when people go on the air next week and start taking calls about your favorite Super Bowl commercials, these are people that were up way too late, didn't do any show prep, and have nothing to talk about. It's called time killing on the radio the day after Super Bowl. We will not be doing that here on this program. I promise you we never do it. Oh, but the frogs! Do they still do the frogs? Oh, did you see the commercial? None of that. None of that. Oh my gosh, I could care less about the Super Bowl. How can you be interested in such things when the president is going to be acquitted in a bipartisan acquittal? You're on the radio. Good morning. Greg, too. Hey, Greg.
Yes, listen, you know what? What's going on here is, you know, you brought up a good point yesterday. Nancy Pelosi's in the background. She's not really out there in the forefront of this because she knows it's improving Trump's, polling ratings. You know, she sees the American public looks at this as a kangaroo court. You know, so she doesn't want to be a part of it. And Adam Schiff, by the way, I read an article where they called him an impeachment-crazy Democrat.
Yeah.
And he's obsessed with it. And once he is acquitted, I hope it's over. Is it going to be over today?
I hope, because if it's over today, and I hope it's over, well, they got to, I don't know, because they got, the government, they move so slow. They got to vote on witnesses first, and then they got to vote on that. And they love to talk before every vote and repeat themselves over and over. So who knows? The witness vote is today. Maybe the acquittal.
Let's you know what? The longer it goes on, it's improving Trump's ratings. So
Yeah.
this week, that could be a positive.
I was talking about this in the first hour. They're making such a big deal about Lamar Alexander saying no witnesses. That story is being so blown out of proportion. It just kind of surprises me that I'm hearing breaking news sounders on TV come on with that. It's a little overblown fake news a little bit.
It is. The whole thing is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen outside of when Bush became president, that recount and all that.
Yeah.
It's absurd. But I think the Democrats, they're obsessed, but they're like shooting themselves in the foot. They're doing this, and they are going to help President Trump.
Yeah.
And by the way, even a collateral effect,
will be just as important, take over the House of Representatives.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope we take over the House of Representatives and have House hearings investigating Schiff's role with the whistleblower. That would be spectacular.
I agree. You love that word spectacular, by the way.
I say it a lot. I say it a lot, spectacular. Really? I didn't realize I said, maybe I got to stop saying it now.
No, it's okay. It's rarely used. Not many people use it.
Really?
Phrase or
Great. Really? I did not know that. I did not know that. Okay. All right. Greg, too. All right. Take care, man. I got to run. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm here.
Listen, what do you think about is Pence going to be the vice president when he's reelected?
Of course, Trump. Yeah, of course. Of course he's not going to replace Pence. Pence is not going to be our nominee for the next election after this one in 2024. I'll tell you that. He's not going to run for president. He has no personality. None.
Charisma, I know.
No charisma, no personality.
That phrase, je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
X Factor.
If it wasn't for Trump, I wouldn't even trust or support Pence if it wasn't for Trump, because when someone I don't really know Pence. He has so little emotion, so little personality. I don't know what he's really like either. I don't like that.
But he's been a loyal soldier.
That's fine. That's good. I do not want him. If he's our nominee, that would be he would be a terrible, terrible nominee for president. I'm really think Ron DeSantis. I thought Ron DeSantis is being groomed to be president or vice president. But when Trump talked about something I've thought about with Ron DeSantis is he looks fat, even though he's not. He talked about this at the rally, that he's muscle bound and built, but with his suits on, he looks fat, Ron DeSantis. And I think Trump has lowered him on the list just because of his physical appearance on television. He was talking about this at the rally in Sunrise, Trump, with his arm around DeSantis. It was embarrassing. But I would like Ron. I would rather have Ron DeSantis run than Pence.
DeSantis, what he's done, and like I said, he bought us Florida. You talked about a day or two ago. He replaced these fraudulent, corrupt, individuals that control our elections and draft.
Well, and not only that, by 2024, Florida may be the most populated state by 2024, and it's very important electoral college-wise. He just ended, by the way, DeSantis just ended Common Core, by the way. Not a lot of press on this, but he just ended Common Core in Florida.
You brought up one ballot 22. I met Jeb Bush several years ago. I mean, I'm talking like 25 years ago at the Orange Bowl at a team, and he was a tremendous guy. I don't know what happened to Jeb Bush.
His ego exploded after he became governor. And it's sad because I met Jeb a few times before he was governor, and we used to have him on the show all the time, even when he was governor. And he changed. He's just he got very full of himself, like a celebrity with an ego, and it's really sad. He's not the same person he used to be. Yeah, because I remember so well what impressed me the most. First time I met Jeb, his dad was president of the United States at the time, and he had no ego, nothing. And I think there's been a Yeah. Well, you know what happened to him? I'll tell you what happened to Jeb, would be my opinion, is he's got a lot of daddy issues after his brother became president. Because the President Bushes, they called each other 41 and 43, and I think that did something to him.
It definitely negatively impacted because the way he acted in that 2016 election. It was
embarrassing. I remember in the first Republican debate, they had all the candidates come up and take pictures, and someone had a picture that showed the entire stage. It was more of a close-up shot. Jeb stood on his tippy toes in that picture so that he would be taller than, and he's a tall guy, Jeb. Anyway, he stood on his tippy toes Yeah, well, it wasn't tall enough. He wanted to be taller than Trump and everybody else there, and he was standing on his tippy toes. And I thought, how embarrassing. All right, Greg, I got to run, but thanks for the call, and hope to see you at Wings Plus on Tuesday night with Steve Kane and me as we watch the State of the Union. Dr. Janae Lemaski will be there, too. All right, let's take our break. We'll be back. Don't you go anywhere.
You sell your house or buy your dream home, then call LaBella Real Estate. LaBella Real Estate love President Trump, and like Donald Trump, LaBella Real Estate want to
Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show.
LaBella Real Estate have over 20 years of experience in real estate and mortgages, and they are very knowledgeable about the South Florida real estate market. If it's a condo, single-family home, a luxury home, LaBella Real Estate can help. Buying or selling, call LaBella Real Estate at 561-445-7023. 561-445-7023. And online, LaBellaRealEstateLLC.com.
Right now, the U.S. is in the midst of a
Be right back, guys.
opioid epidemic. In South Florida alone, someone suffers an overdose every 2 hours, either from heroin, fentanyl, or some other prescription medication that's as close as the family medicine cabinet. In fact, mom and dad's medicine cabinet is frequently the gateway to the horrors of hardcore addiction down the road. Drug problems left unattended are only going to get worse. This is not something you can do on your own. You need expert professional help, and if your family is disintegrating in front of your eyes and you feel helpless, I'm here to tell you that help is available. Call my good friend Sal at The Edge Recovery, 561 area code 523-4325. This is his personal cell phone, 561-523-4325. If your loved one refuses treatment, The Edge Recovery will conduct an intervention and get them into the treatment plan that they need. The Edge Recovery offers every option, from intervention to 30-day rehab to sober living to counseling with a licensed therapist, as well as group therapy treatment. It's covered by most insurance, but no matter what your situation is, The Edge Recovery has options for you.
People can check that out.
Sal at The Edge Recovery. Do it today. 561 area code 523-4325. Again, that's Sal's personal cell phone, 561-523-4325.
I gotta run next door. I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. Be right back, guys. Wait, I'm taking care of something. Be right back. Okay, right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, I made it back. That's right. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian, always joined by you and the listening audience and your great calls. Good morning. You're on the radio. That's a good question. Yeah. Well, because, well, okay, what's the answer, Junior?
Not charged, Hillary.
Yeah.
This whole thing is orchestrated. They figure if they call them in the House, it'd be better to wait for the Senate, and then if it's refused by the Senate, they can say it's a fraud.
You can't hear that? Well, you're saying they wanted to have a dramatic moment, right? With some star witness walking in on television, with yeah.
Bolton would be good or no good. If he's good, the Democrats will say, well, maybe they can impeach or convict.
Mm-hmm.
If he's no good, then they can say, well, he shouldn't have been called. Listen, keep in mind that our struggle is not against flesh and blood. In the background, you got Lucifer orchestrating this whole thing.
Steve Kane Show.
They're trying to lose the country,
Hey.
damage morals and everything.
That's right, Junior. Well, I appreciate the call. Thanks so much, and great analysis. Great analysis. Oh, boy, I tell you. Let's take one more quick call here. Mike in Louisiana. Hey, Mike.
Brian, you're right about this now. My question is this. How soon do they
Scott, you there?
start again in the House? Do they start it
Okay.
as soon as the ink is dry on the acquittal?
Well, if they're saying the acquittals by Monday, I don't know if they will be in business on Monday because all of these Congress people are going to be hung over from the Super Bowl on Monday. So I think a lot of them have Super Bowl plans. So I think it'll get wrapped up before the Super Bowl just because they have Super Bowl plans and they'll be hung over Monday and Tuesday. They want it done and over with. But by this time next week, Schiff and Nadler will be talking about another hearing. It'll be that quick.
Yeah, but, he was supposed to be the president before his brother,
Yeah.
expecting W. Bush to be the president right away.
Well, I can understand. Could you imagine what it's like? You go over to the family, and they have the Clintons over. The Bushes are good friends with the Clintons. So you go over, it's Thanksgiving at the Bush family compound, right? In Texas or wherever else their other compound is. You've got 41, 42, and 43, and Jeb. Right? Because you've got Bush, Clinton, Bush, and Jeb. And that's got to do something to a guy. I guess it did in his case. All right, Mike. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. Take care. Oh, look who we have on the line. Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. He's going to tell you how you guys... Great. And, yeah...
And hope the madness is over this week for everyone. We're out there, going into people's homes and looking them over and figuring out the best way to cut their electric bill and save them money and, make them more comfortable than they've ever been before. A lot of people, I don't think my electric bill's not that big, but if your home's not comfortable, in the summer or the winter, a little bit of insulation goes a long way. So
that's right.
It's not only about the dollars you save, it's about how the humidity feels in your house and if it really feels cool and cold and crisp in there.
Yeah.
You sit in the living room on a hot day and the air temperature can be 70 degrees in the house, but you're still hot because the heat is coming through the ceilings of the house if there's not proper insulation. There's nothing more powerful than radiant energy. It's what heats the whole planet and makes our world run.
Exactly. Well, before we get into this next thing, here we are You know, summer will be here in South Florida before you realize it. And let me tell you something. Most people, if you haven't had Scott over to your house and inspect your home, most people, your home is not being cooled properly for all kinds of reasons. And what Scott will do is he'll come over to your house. He'll do an inspection, by the way, at no charge. He'll do an inspection and tell you where you are wasting electricity each and every month, which is money out of your pocket. Right, Scott?
Steve King Show listener. I'm a home advisor. I'm a home advisor. They pay me $200 to come over and give them an inspection. That's how I deal with people. I don't deal with time wasters.
Yeah.
Steve King listeners are good. They've always been really good to me, and they don't waste my time. They listen to what I have to say usually, and you know, they do it or not do it on their own. You know what it's important to them, but you know they've been very good, genuine people over the years, and that's why I do the inspection for free. You know, I literally, you know, and when I'm done, you'll at least know where you stand and what you can do to improve, and you know you can run the numbers and think about it. I don't do any pressure. It's not a high pressure sales. It never. I don't work that way.
Yeah, and really all you are facing is saving money each and every month off your electric bill. Call Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. His number is listed at stevekaneshow.com. I'm going to give you the number right now. This number rings directly to Scott's phone, 954-939-1500. Now, if he doesn't answer, he will call you right back. I tell you, I'll leave a message for Scott. He calls me back while I'm leaving the message. He's that good at returning call. 954-939-1500. That's Scott at Cut My Kilowatts. All right, Scott, we'll talk to you next week. Absolutely. Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give him a call. Save some money. All right, third and final hour begins now.
95.3 FM, 96.9 FM.
Steve's fine. I just talked to him.
AM 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com.
That's right, they do.
Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
I'm attorney Barry Siegel with the Siegel Law Group. Do you have a revocable living trust? If not, why not? Save time, save money, and avoid probate. Just $350 if you are single, and $450 for married couples. Call me. I have 5 offices throughout South Florida. The phone number is toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. Again, 855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1.
All righty. Welcome back. Third and final hour has begun. I'm Brian. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. I don't know. Want me to go look for him? He's not here. No, I already looked. Not here. What's that? No, well, we got to get through the show. Okay. No, we are back. Third and final hour has begun. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Valentine's Day this year, this hasn't happened, and I guess it happens once every 7 or 8 years or so. But Valentine's Day this year is falling on a Friday, which really makes it a day you can celebrate. When Valentine's Day falls during the week, it's a little difficult because you got to get up the next day to go to work. And it is not that often. It only happens every 7 years or so that you get a Valentine's Day on a Friday. And Tavolino's over here in Coral Springs. I know a lot of you are familiar with Tavolino. You've eaten there. You know the atmosphere. You know the quality of not only the food and the atmosphere, but the entertainment. They have a special Valentine's Day event with a very special menu of just delicious sounding dishes. Now, here's the thing, though, and this is important, and you want to do this today. You want to do this today. It's important because Tavolino's is busy on the weekends as a restaurant. And people are going to be dining over at Tavolino's this weekend, and they're going to be telling them at dinner tonight and tomorrow night about what I'm going to tell you. And that is this very special Valentine's event with a special menu, special entertainment, and everything that goes on with that. You do need reservations. And these reservations are going to start to fill up. So call today. Start calling this morning to Tavolino's and make your reservations for Valentine's Day. Here's the number, 954-509-0046. 954-509-0046. Online, TavolinoRestaurant.com, and of course listed at SteveKaneShow.com. But when the weekend dining crowd comes in this weekend, I promise you, all of the wait staff will be, hey, by the way, we've got this event on Valentine's Day. People will be making reservations while they're having regular dinner this weekend. So you want to call today, 954-509-0046, and lock in your Valentine's Day reservations at Tavolino's. All right, so we are now on acquittal watch. The president will be acquitted before, it's usually verdict watch, but we're calling this acquittal watch because the verdict is known. My prediction will be acquittal before Super Bowl. They're saying, the television, they're saying, well, maybe Monday. The television want to keep you hooked in. Okay, when's it happening? Most every member of Congress has big Super Bowl plans. So they're busy for the weekend. They want to get out of town so they can start their Super Bowl festivities that the donors are putting on for them. And Monday's no good for them because they're going to be up late partying and drinking at the Super Bowl. They don't want to come to work on Monday. They really don't want to be there Tuesday either en masse, but certainly not Monday. So they want this wrapped up so they can fly off to their Super Bowl parties. And I'm not kidding. That's how these guys work. The donors have parties everywhere. A lot of them will probably be in the boxes over here in Miami. By the way, all this hype about the Super Bowl in Miami, the stadium where they have the Super Bowl at is it's a garbage stadium. I know it went through I still call it Joe Robbie. That's the original name. I guess is it now?
Is that where the Super Bowl's going to be?
Yeah, where they put. Yeah, it's going to be here in Miami.
I thought it was this new building they put up here on with the the guitar shaped.
No, that's the Hard Rock Hotel. No, not going to have it there.
No, there's a field.
That's the practice field.
Oh, okay.
That's the practice. Yeah, the stadium. When they show you the stadium, okay, on TV, it's going to look beautiful and all lit up. It's garbage. And I'll tell you another thing. It's a trashy stadium. I don't like it there. It's very dated. I don't like that stadium at all. And I had a run-in. I went to see Florida State play University of Miami a couple years ago. The University of Miami fans are the scummiest fans in football. They're really low-class, scummy, low-life people with no class. And
you've been taking lessons from.
Well, it's just my experience. It's just my experience. And
eating up your fan base.
Our fan base are University of Miami fans.
Well, I'm sure we have a lot of people out there.
No, they're the scummiest fans in football, at least in college football. A lot of people, I've talked about this to people, and they tell me most UM fans didn't go there, so it's a different type of fan. When people are a fan of a college team. Typically, they went to the college, so they want to show some respect for the school. The University of Miami fans are just scummy people. They don't care about respect. But anyway, I last time I went over to this stadium where the Super Bowl is to park, I got there later than I wanted to get there, and to park in the stadium was so much traffic. I parked in one of the off-site lots, which really isn't cheaper. It was just to avoid traffic. I have never been so abused by a parking lot attendant in my life as I was when I went to this stadium at one of the offsite. And it wasn't just me, it was everyone. He was screaming and yelling at everyone using profanities about, "Park here, you dumb mother effer." I am not exaggerating. Not just to me, to everybody. And no one says anything. The parking is at a school that's down the street. It's in a field of a school. And no one says anything, and they take it's like the soup Nazi in Seinfeld, this guy with lots of profanities, and no one says anything because you're leaving your car there with this animal, and you want to make sure that there's your tires are not flat and there's no sugar in the gas tank or something going on when you're not there. But and if you walk,
is this your pre-Super Bowl hype?
This is our pre-Super Bowl show.
Psyched up to go to the game and enjoy.
Well, I don't want people to go to the game.
They've been watching Fox. They've been promoting the game.
Well, it's airing on Fox, isn't it?
Doing the exact
Because it aired on Fox.
Doing the exact opposite of what
Okay,
they do.
if you go
Bringing people into the spirit.
to the stadium, which by the way, some Indians claim that this stadium was built on Indian burial grounds. Remember that? Remember that's yeah. So that if you walk.
You Kansas City fans.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The Chiefs are playing on holy Indian burial grounds. If you walk 5 minutes from where the stadium is, you are taking your life in your hands. You are in a city called Miami Gardens, and Miami Garden. Well, I'm morphing into a commercial. Okay, which you'll find it. I didn't want to spoil that, but I'm telling you, I'm leading up to a commercial. Yeah, but no, I'm serious. It is you walk 5 miles from the stadium. You are in a city that has such a high crime rate. Virtually every person in that city has been stopped by the police at least 5 times. There's been studies on this by the media. So don't go to the game. Don't go anywhere near the stadium. And I'll tell you another thing. About these Miami fans. You know what they like? What they like to do with their tailgate parties at this place is another reason why you don't want to park at the stadium. They like to leave their empty beer bottles, not cans, empty beer bottles in the parking lot for people to drive over. So,
Where is the morph come?
Well, if you want to enjoy the Super Bowl as opposed to going there, so you don't have to deal with the scummy parking lot attendants, the broken. You go over to Wings Plus.
Absolutely.
You go over to Wings Plus, and you order let me tell you about Wings Plus. We're going to be there on Tuesday.
It looks like Tuesday. Whatever the State of the
It's Tuesday.
Is, we're going to be honoring Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be there, and Brian will be there, and our special guest, especially for any of the Democrats who are out there. We're bringing our staff psychologist, Janae Lamaski.
That's right.
Lamaski will be there.
That's correct.
And if you've never met her, that's quite a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
And it's
Who's
tentative until they announce it.
Yeah. We're assuming.
If things come to a halt over the weekend.
Yeah.
If the thing is resolved, the impeachment is resolved.
If the vote hasn't been held, maybe it won't be. We don't know. We'll find out soon.
But figure the 14th for them.
Yeah. But stay away from the Super Bowl. Stay away from the stadium. Go to Wings Plus and order their 50 wing platter and take it home.
Absolutely. That's what it's like unbelievable. On Super Bowl Sunday, if you wait till the last day, you can throw it in your order ahead and you pick it up.
Well, I'll tell you what I would do, because I do this. Okay, I give you. Okay, Wings Plus has been a sponsor of the Steve Kane Show for over at least 10 years, maybe a little longer now. I've been eating there about 15 years, long before they were a sponsor. It is the most out of the closet pro-Trump, pro-conservative restaurant you've ever seen. In fact, the Wings Plus sell Trump hats. But here's what I would recommend, and I do this a lot on Fridays. This is what I do on Fridays a lot of times. I go over to Wings Plus after the show, early on, and I get the 50 wing platter. And when you order the 50 wing platter, and by the way, they have the best wings you've ever had in your life. And I'm a big wings fan. I've eaten wings everywhere. And I know a lot of people like to run out to Publix. Those aren't wings, man. Those aren't. What they're passing off as chicken wings at Publix should be a crime. But when you get the 50 wing platter, and you can get it today for the Super Bowl at Wings Plus, this is the Sample Road location where we are going to be on State of the Union night. They actually give it to you in a reheatable container that you can heat in your oven, and they give you the directions. I take that container home with the 50 wings, put it in the refrigerator. I take it out Saturday or Sunday, put it in the oven, follow the directions they give, and it's just like right out of the oven when you're at the restaurant. It's unbelievable. So you don't have to wait till Sunday. You can go there today or tomorrow to get your Super Bowl wing platters. Yeah, and the container they give it to you in is an aluminum container that's made for reheating in your oven. So we don't talk about that a lot because it's Super Bowl weekend. It's a time to think about that.
You asked for when you were over there?
Steve Kane Show.
The Brian from Wings Plus. We got a lot of Brians around here.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Oh, look who we have on the line, Steve. Attorney Barry Siegel.
Barry Siegel. Barry from the Siegel Law Group. Barry, how are you doing today?
Steve, I'm doing great. How are you?
That was quite a crowd you had. We had at your seminar this week.
Yeah, we got a very good turnout both in the morning and especially in the afternoon. Apparently there's a lot of interest in doing proper planning and getting things done. And, one of the things we talked about there is the idea that it's so important to not procrastinate when it comes to planning ahead for yourself and your family. And I had the unfortunate situation this week of a friend came to me that they had a friend that just got diagnosed with a terminal type of cancer, diagnosed with less than 6 months to live. Needed me to come in and go to the hospital. They weren't sure if I was going to have to meet at the hospital or at the hospice, but she needed to get everything done right away because didn't know how long she'd be able to not only be living to do so, but there were also concerns about cancer metastasizing to the brain and not being able to make decisions. Very sad situation, very young, like early 60s. And anyway, it's just a reminder and a warning to us that things can happen. Hopefully none of these things happen to anybody, to you or anyone you love, but you just need to be prepared, and that's the message. Just be prepared, have your paperwork, have your documents and your wishes known so that, God forbid anything happens, you can protect your assets if you need care, and we can make sure that your assets are protected for your loved ones, avoid probate, and make sure all your planning wishes are going to happen the way you want them to.
And that consultation with Barry is absolutely no charge for you Steve Kane listeners. All you got to do is call and make the appointment toll-free 1-855-FLA, as in Florida, 3782. 1-855-FLA 3782. Barry, have a great Super Bowl weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday, all right?
Steve Kane Show.
You too, Steve. Take care.
You take care, and we are back.
Are you worried about this coronavirus? No. Oh, Steve. One of our listeners is a physician, ER physician. Oh, he's in California, and that's where they're coming. And it's pretty serious. They've had human-to-human transmission in America now.
There's been one, the husband gave it to his wife, or the wife gave it to the husband, or something.
It's something to worry about.
And not yet. I mean,
That's what they said about AIDS. This one's bad.
This is
Mm.
Don't you trust Donald Trump? Donald told us we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I don't want to wait till that.
Donald says we'll see what happens. I know good things are going to happen.
I hope so.
Good things always happen.
Yeah, no, you should worry about it. I might start wearing a surgical mask around like the Asians do.
You better get them before they run out.
I've got a whole bunch of them at home.
Chinese have also run out.
Well, in Japan and China, they have like fashionable surgical masks. You know what I mean? They're like a big
Do you
thing.
have any of those?
No, I just have regular surgical masks. Nothing. I don't have any fancy ones.
For our personal appearance at Wings Plus Tuesday night, I'm gonna see if I can get something fancy.
Yeah, like a MAGA one that says "Make America Great Again."
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Are you want to take some calls?
Oh, I know, I wanted to comment on a couple comments on so much great stuff coming in.
Yeah.
Today and where is Ed? You said you reminded him.
He emailed me that he would be here today. I thought I don't know where he is.
Gosh.
I'm sure he's fine. If something happened, I'd hear.
Because this could very well be our last program, certainly not Ed's last program, but our last program on the impeachment.
Yeah.
Because it could be over today. On the other hand, if you're sharp enough to realize that Nancy Pelosi has a little list of items to throw sand in the gears of the impeachment, and that she throws them out one at a time, hoping something's going to bring it to a stop. Nothing has worked so far. Do not be shocked if between now and the impeachment vote, there's another great thing coming in over the transom from Ms. Pelosi with something designed to try to peel away this few extra
Well,
votes.
unfortunately, now they are. It will be over before the Super Bowl for the reasons I said earlier. There's a couple reasons why.
Today's the big day.
They want it over before the Super Bowl, long before, really today, no later than tomorrow morning, because the congressmen want to go to their parties.
Do you agree with me that Nancy, there's going to be at least one more bombshell? I mean, she probably has a
No,
book.
she looked defeated yesterday. I saw her on TV yesterday. She looked defeated.
You know, she didn't look
Totally defeated.
She looked in an uncontrollable rage.
Yeah.
She was as
Because she's
angry as
defeated.
I've never seen any human being.
Yeah.
And the problem for her is going to be when it all comes true, when finally the impeachment drive is defunct, kaput, gone, finished forever. She is going to go into a depression. You know, depression. I learned this from Dr. Lemansky. Shows what happens when you hang around with therapeutic people. You know, they teach you all this stuff. Depression, which is what she's going to experience, is anger. That anger you saw yesterday when she was talking through clenched teeth. I've never seen a human being that angry. When that anger is turned inward, she's going to go into that deep depression. That's what depression is, anger turned inwards. And,
Yeah.
It's not going to be fun.
Well, it'll be over. It'll be done before the Super
You
Bowl.
don't think they're going to take one more shot?
No, it'll be.
You don't think they're going to have...
Well, I'm trying to tell you, Steve.
Go ahead.
They're going to end it for the. There's two reasons they're going to end it. The first one I told you, all the congressmen want to fly off to the Super Bowl parties. That's
Can
one.
I stop you there and ask you?
Okay.
I want to clarify something. What I'm talking about is not their vote so much as what she is going to pull to try to stop the vote.
Oh, no, she's
got one more
no,
trick up her
no. They're going to have hearings about, and
One more
no.
weapon in her hat?
No, she's got nothing. The only thing she has in her hat is her wand that goes with her broom. But that's the number one reason. And Fox News wants this over too, and they've got a lot of influence on the Republicans. And Fox News wants this over because they don't want it to interfere with their Super Bowl coverage, because Fox has the Super Bowl. So there's a big pressure to get there.
The conversion of Lamar Alexander, who is the Democrat who announced that he was going to vote against witnesses. Did you hear his statement?
I did.
It was a long, angry statement attacking the Democrats, attacking the process. I mean, it wasn't just I'm gonna vote against the impeachment. He denounced the process. He explained the danger. It was a great statement, but it was the kind of statement that attracts attention, as opposed to the what's that not Judy Collins.
Susan Collins,
Not Susan Collins. It was
Mitt Romney.
No,
I don't know who you're talking
the other
about.
one.
I have no idea.
The lady.
I have no idea.
Whatever it is, her thing, she just says, she'll just do it in no sentence. She doesn't want to attract attention. But he made a major issue of it, and that's probably what's going to kill it by influencing other Democrats
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah. Wait, I thought he was a Republican, Lamar Alexander. I'm pretty sure he's a Republican.
No, I don't know.
He's one of those wishy-washy guys. You
I
know,
think he's the Democrat.
let me look him up real quick. No, he's a Republican. I thought so. Yeah. He was also the governor of Tennessee. I did not know that. I don't remember that, at least.
He's the one who's retiring next year.
Yeah, he's one of the ones that are retiring. Yeah. So, he replaced Fred Thompson,
Fred Thompson.
the actor. But you know, I think they're making too much out of Lamar. The verdict has been known since before the trial began. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, you know, we're on verdict watch. Now, you want to take some calls?
Yes.
All right, Doug, you're on the radio.
Hey, Doug.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. You know, the best line I thought that Suffolk said was, you know, these guys said 5 times yesterday that it's undisputable that he's...
I'm shy. Hold on, excuse me. Let's slow down here. Did you say Cephalo, Jimmy Cephalo?
No, that couldn't be. He's on opposite Brian.
He's on right now. We're on the radio. When are you listening to Jimmy Cephalo?
I'm not listening to Cephalo now.
No, it's okay. Tell when.
Yeah, you meant to say Brian.
No, when do you listen to Jimmy Cephalo on 610 WIOD? By the way, when do you listen to Jimmy Cephalo? Tell me. Well, no, you just quoted him. No. You just said Jimmy Cephalo said something.
He's trying to redeem himself.
You just quoted. It's okay. Just tell me when you listen.
Similar to that, I don't know how to say
What you want to say to get you off the hook is you listen when we go off the air.
No. He said he meant to say someone else. Who are you trying to say then?
No,
You said Cephalo.
The counsel for the president, his name, number one counsel.
Oh, the White House counsel?
All right. Anyway, we're lost in the weeds here, so to speak.
Okay.
You want to get us back on track, or is
one
that
of the representatives for the president, I got his name wrong, okay, said that the Democrats say that, without a doubt, it's undisputable that he's guilty.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, I watched a clip. By the way, thanks for the call. I was watching a clip online of Rachel Maddow yesterday when the Lamar Alexander news came through, and they didn't tell her and her ear. They told someone on the panel first, and they said, "Oh, someone just told me in my ear that Lamar Alexander said no witnesses," and Rachel Maddow's face and whole body changed, and she says, "Well, why are you hearing this and not me?" And then someone told her in her ear. They didn't want to break it to her live on the air. They were, and if you watch this clip online, when Rachel Maddow heard no witnesses, it was total change. I mean, she just was like, you could tell it was took all the wind out of her sails.
Well, while we're discussing every other show in town, I'll throw in my 2 cents. I tuned in this morning to Morning Joe for just a few moments. I forced myself. I pride myself.
Anything else while we're on the radio, Steve, that you want to tell people about?
Away from the Fox coverage.
Rachel Maddow's not on when we're on. You got Fox and Friends. You got.
I said Morning Joe.
Then you just mentioned you turned over from Fox to Morning Joe. Were you listening to the Steve Kane show on the way in by chance?
No, I wasn't doing the Steve Kane show. But anyway, come on, let me get to my business.
All right, I appreciate that.
If I don't forget it by the time I get to it. Because I had to force myself. I wanted to see how, what is it? MSNBC, not MSNBC.
Yeah, Joe is
MSNBC.
Morning Joe is on opposite us on MSNBC.
Right, MSNBC.
Yes, mornings, just like when we are on. Same time.
Because I wanted to see how he'd handle it.
Yeah.
You know how they handle it? This is the most shocking thing. This is
Oh my goodness. Oh my
This
goodness.
is not funny. They just look into the camera and lie through their teeth.
Did you happen?
I'm going to
Yeah.
give you the example.
Yeah.
Listen to what this guy
Okay.
had the nerve to say. And you hit the nail on the head later
Mhm.
when I tuned back to you. You were talking
Appreciate
about
that.
how the audience is more educated now out there than it
Yeah.
used to be. They can't get away with what they used to. He's going on and on about how the tax cuts don't affect the poor and the middle class. None of the money's going to them. It's all going to the rich.
Steve
And
Kane
so
Show.
they're going with that age-old talking point that is
Steve
just
Kane
not
Show.
true anymore, because anybody that listens, one of the amazing things about the tax cut is how much of it has ended in the pockets of the poor, the working poor, and the middle class.
Yeah.
And how proportionally not that much has gone to the rich.
Oh,
And what has gone
yeah.
to the rich, they've used to give jobs to the middle class.
Yeah.
And he just looked into the camera and lied 2, 3, 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
And I said, my God, I mean, I guess if he's got brain dead zombies listening,
Mm-hmm. Well, while you're listening to anything other than the Steve Kane show, did you pick up what Paul Castronova say? What did Castronova have to say today? Oh no! What? Okay, I just got a call off the air. What the guy meant to say? He meant to say Jay Sekulow, not Cefalo. He said, "Who's the president's attorney, Sekulow, not Cefalo." That's how he misspoke.
We forgive him.
I don't mind. I know there's other things on. No, well, in all honesty, I'm giving you a hard time. But you were watching TV before you got into the car. That's probably That's what. So you didn't have.
Well, I don't have a TV in my car, fans.
Yeah.
Although I guess some people do know.
Yeah.
All right, what are we doing?
We're gonna break. We're gonna break. Yes.
Let's take a break. We'll be back right after this.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to tell you about Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities. I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have.
No, Lamar Alexander's a Republican.
I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
Our president is being harassed by the left with the impeachment trial. Stand up and support President Trump. Join Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, as we stand up for President Trump.
Coming back, we got
Wings
Janet.
Plus on State of the Union night, and we are going to watch the State of the Union together. Wings Plus is located about 1 mile west of University Drive on the south side of Sample Road in Coral Springs. Join us and support our president. State of the Union night at Wings Plus. Join Steve Kane and Brian Craig. We'll see you there.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel
Make sure you guys
Law
subscribe,
Group
all right?
with 9 offices throughout South Florida. From
All right, Janet's on the line.
To Coral Gables. Call toll free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, and now a familiar voice on the phone, Janet Cimarelli from Save-A-Lot
Steve Kane Show.
Nutrition Center. Janet, are you there?
Good morning. I am. Good morning, Steve.
Good
and
morning
I'm
to
here with
you.
the I'm here with that health news you can use. Your listeners may be overwhelmed when they come into the Save-A-Lot store. However, I'm going to be there from 12 to 5 today, and I have the guidance they may need to find the immune support that they may be looking for. So here are the tips for the Kane shoppers. Okay, at Save-A-Lot, you're going to find all manner of things to support your immune system. Natural Factors has an anti-V. Kyolic has a garlic immune complex formula. Rainbow Light has counterattack. And with the coronavirus and more than 6,000 cases diagnosed around the World Health Organization saying this is a global health emergency, come on in and take care of your immune system. Vitamin C, vitamin D, and I can give people the overall view into some of the best things to support their immune systems. Don't forget your probiotics, and don't forget to wash your hands. Steve?
And Janet, I just wanted to tell you, I spoke to Adrian last night. She's having a difficult time, and she is sending you her blood work. We're going to be starting with a new blood testing sponsor. Great new place to get your blood tested. I'm going to get the results over to you. Hopefully you'll get it today, and we'll put together another care package, okay?
We can and help her out and reduce that pain.
Yes.
So all of those natural things at Save-A-Lot Nutrition Center, and I can help guide people into the right choices.
All right, Janet, tell them where to find you.
Okay, so 3105 North State Road 7, 441 Independence Plaza. So just a little bit north of the Northwest Medical Center and just a half mile south of Sample Road. You can
Steve
call
Kane
754-307-1655. The
What?
store opens
Say that again?
this morning, and I
Are you
will be
sure?
available from 12 to 5.
Okay. You know, Janet, before you go, this can't be true. Somebody called me just now and told me that they heard you on C-SPAN yesterday. And I said no.
Is it possible?
I don't know, maybe someone picked up a little bit of podcast that.
Oh, they said C-SPAN. No, it wasn't that. They said it must be another Cimarelli they got you confused with.
We're gonna have to double check in your contract to see, we have an exclusive with you.
Yeah, that's right.
Janet,
I'm not one of them.
all right. Take care. Have a wonderful Super Bowl weekend. We'll talk on Monday, all right?
We will. Have a great weekend.
All right.
So that was not her on C-SPAN. That was Richie, the bus driver, who said he saw her on C-SPAN. He swears he saw her. Well, Janet's not familiar. You want to take any more calls?
Sure.
Okay, a second. Greg, you're on the air.
No, actually, Greg, since you bring it up, it's not, first of all, you're not embarrassed. You should be, but you're not. And it's not double dipping, it's quadruple dipping. That first call, although Brian, I guess, was in some kind of a mystic state,
Yeah.
and he let you do 4 calls in one. Oh, wait, one more thing, Brian. I got one more question I got to ask.
All right.
I don't know. You're fortunate. I don't hold you responsible, Greg, because you're not the professional. Brian's the professional.
I thought his call was fine earlier.
The first part of it was fine. By the second and third part of it, I was sleeping.
Oh, well, at least, is that what drove you to Morning Joe?
That doesn't mean you're not. Doesn't mean you're not a nice guy, Greg. So anyway, what's your fourth call about?
Insulted Canes fans and Dolphins fans, and listen, I'm one of those individuals.
Oh, now you're gonna kiss up. Okay.
Disgusting people like you described. And then secondly, Steve, who do you like in the Super Bowl?
Me? Who's
Brian, what does he know about?
who's playing?
Look, don't go by me. I've got Kansas City, but I must point out, in fairness, one of the biggest bets I ever made. I lived in Los Angeles, and I attended the first Super Bowl at the field down there, and it was Kansas City versus Green Bay. The AFL had never played against the NFL, and I put the LA Coliseum, and I put a fortune down on Kansas City. I got about 14 points. I couldn't believe Kansas City had been rolling everybody up in the AFC, and I got to tell you, the Packers took them to the woodshed and just drove them off the field. I'm hoping that's not an omen, but I'm looking to Kansas City to get me my money back from the first Super Bowl.
What's the spread?
It's a point. It's basically pick 'em.
So it's a pick 'em. All right. So, listen, good luck, guys. I appreciate you taking another call. But listen, Brian, don't you disparage like Hurricane fans.
All right, okay, all right. And have you push.
Let me tell you something here. I'll throw this out to the phones. People in Miami know that Hurricane fans are classless. They're classless people, Hurricane fans. I'll open up to the phones. I'm happy to take. I'm not talking about Dolphin fans. I'm talking about Miami Hurricane fans. Different thing with that ridiculous U thing they do with their hands.
No, you want to find out the world's worst fans, Brazil. Sit in the Brazil section during an international contest with Brazil.
Oh, really?
And you'll.
So let me get this
no
straight,
words to describe
Steve.
what Brazil
So I'm disparaging a group of people that are you're going after an entire nation of people. I'm just talking about Hurricane fans. You're talking about an entire nation.
Are we out of calls? Is that what this is about?
That we actually are out of calls. If you want to know the truth, you want to tell the truth. Yeah, Greg cleared out the board. Greg cleared out the
I know
board.
if you want to be one of the participants in the program, if anything we have said has moved you one way or the other on this momentous, I'm sort of worried about Ed. Ed was supposed to be here.
I'm sure he's
our
fine.
Political expert.
I'm sure he's fine.
And this could be, In probability, I would say the odds are this will be the last weekend.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about the impeachment thing.
Well, we got to talk about it next week. Will be the fallout, and within a week, Schiff and Nadler are going to have a hearing with Bolton.
No, you're right. I'm glad you brought that up. I want to correct that too. That's not going to happen. They may start an investigation. They're not going to start an impeachment thing. If they tried an impeachment thing on the heels so close to this thing, where the public is up in arms and they're hemorrhaging votes that are moving over to Trump every day.
Well, they got to have the hearings first. But within
anything with an impeachment, they can have a hearing, but not
within a week, Schiff is going to talk about a hearing with Bolton and the witnesses that the Republicans wouldn't call.
They could do that. It wouldn't surprise. They got to do something.
He's got nothing else to do.
That's exactly right. Now, what do you do if you're the man that has nothing to say?
Well, no. What's going to happen? You see, Schiff has been the center of attention for about 3 months now, live on TV every day. And when the acquittal comes in, he'll have a press conference and do some interviews. And in about a week, the interviews will slow down. And he'll want the spotlight back.
The feedback is going to be brutal.
I don't think he cares about that. He represents Beverly Hills. His district is Hollywood, California.
That's the pragmatic aspect of it. I'm not talking about the vote.
They're Trump haters.
I'm talking about ego. He is going to take, the Democrats are going to take a major licking, because what they have done, as many of us predicted going in, they have basically handed the election, the 2020 election, to Trump on a gold platter with this.
Yeah.
I mean, every day the numbers just get more dramatic and more dramatic. I mean, look at that sorry lot of creeps that they have to choose from. It's a joke.
You know, AOC was campaigning for Bernie yesterday because he's held up in the trial. And I can't play this on the radio because it's a visual. But have you seen the video of her on stage? She was acting so strange in Iowa yesterday. She looked like it. I mean, she was jumping around, doing weird stuff. She was out of her mind. Out of her mind. Well, wait till Bernie loses and see how she feels.
Oh, but the real fun is going to start when they steal it away from
Bernie Sanders.
From Sanders.
That's what they're going to do. Yeah.
And then when the Sanders people are going to let me see.
The Sanders people are going to revolt. Yeah.
Are going to revolt. There's going to be a war between the Sanders people and the Bernie people. And it's going to be a bloodbath.
Now, I was reading today that
and they're all going to half of the Bernie people, once he loses or has to drop out, are going to end up in Trump's camp.
I was reading today that Bloomberg has spent $100 million on anti-Trump ads already, including a huge $10 million purchase during the Super Bowl. And what a waste of money that is. A clip just came out, though, of Bloomberg. You don't have to spend tens of millions of dollars in ads. You just got to play this guy talking. A clip came out on social media of Bloomberg talking about stop and frisk, and he's in big trouble with the blacks. Listen.
How big is this business? It's a couple of one newspaper and one news service. They just keep saying, "Oh, it's a percentage of a particular ethnic group." That may be, but it's not a disproportionate percentage of those who witnesses and victims describe as committing the murder. In that case, incidentally, I think we disproportionately stop whites too much.
It's just
and minorities too little.
Wow, he said. Yeah. Well, he says we're not stopping enough black people. The police need to stop more black people, and he says the police are stopping too many white people. He's in trouble with the blacks. You don't have to.
He didn't think too carefully before he said that.
You don't have to buy a $10 million ad during the Super Bowl to get that out there today. I mean, what an idiot.
Yeah, these people. Well, they're not only that, they're desperate, and desperation breeds all kinds of stupidity.
Yeah.
Are we up on a break here?
We are. I know you're getting excited by the phone. I don't know. Is it the bookie or the Super Bowl? You're getting excited. It's a gambling weekend. Yeah.
All right. Let's take a break. We'll be back right after this.
homeowners, would you like to save money each and every month? Of course you would. We all want to save more money. But how? By calling I Will Advisors. That's how. At 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. And have their expert team review your homeowner's
I don't know what you're talking about.
I Will Advisors will review your policy at no charge.
Huh?
Most homeowners
Oh.
will never review their policy, but it should be reviewed every year. You commercial property owners, same goes for your property insurance policy. So what are you waiting for? Call I Will Advisors and start saving money. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
If you suffer from excruciating back pain or sciatica, pay careful attention to what I'm about to tell you. According to a study in the medical journal Spine, back surgeries to alleviate back pain frequently backfire, leaving the patient in more pain than before they had the surgery. A second study from the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine provides clear evidence that 74% of surgeries for back pain fail. But there is an end to your
It's the
suffering.
31st.
Solution to your problem waiting for you with Dr. Troy Lamaski. Dr. Troy Lamaski is my personal chiropractor, and if the name sounds familiar, it should. He's the brother of Dr. Janae Lamaski. Dr. Troy specializes in the elimination of back pain, sciatica, joint pain. He does it quickly, easily, and without surgery or pain medication. While he can help you with your back and neck pain, Dr. Troy also provides treatment for the hips, the shoulders, the knees. If you've been in a car accident, any type of injury, or slip and fall, the pain won't go away, well, you want to get back to your old self, you want to call Dr. Troy. His number 954-463-3036. That's 954-463-3036. Online at drtroylamaski.com. Tell him that Steve Kane sent you.
Brian Craig here. Conservative Doug called me up live on the air to tell me about his experience at Friendly Tire.
I had two ball tires in the back of my Infiniti. So I called them up, and I thought we always check prices first. Half the price of everybody else.
Half the price?
Steve, come and do the show by yourself and have to run the spots and answer the phones. Hello? Hold on. Sometimes I'll let a caller go on long when I'm doing something. Don't you understand?
60,000-mile warranty. So they're not
You have no
only
idea.
half the price, they're twice as good.
You ever done a show by yourself and answer the phones and the spots? Yeah, and answer the phones and play the spots?
Starting at just $30 for most sizes, but you bought new tires, and they
Sometimes
were
I have
half
to
the
do
price
something,
at
and I'll let a
Friendly
caller
Tire
go
than
on
at the
so I
other
can
tire
do
shops around
something.
town. That is phenomenal, and came with a 60,000-mile warranty on the tires. That's great. And of course, Friendly Tire, they never charge you to mount the tire, balance the tire, or dispose of your old tires. The price that they give you are out the door and on the road. And
Rick, everybody should go there. I don't know how anybody could buy tires anyplace else. This guy is the best prices.
That's right. That's right. Listen, give Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire a call. His number, 954-977-9445. He'll give you a quote right over the phone, 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net, or you can just stop right in. The address is listed at stevekaneshow.com. 5415 Northwest 15th Street in Margate, and that's just a little north of Coconut Creek Parkway on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Well, Conservative Doug, thanks so much, and I'm glad you got such a great deal on your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Listen to the
All right, Youngerman.
show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, and the excitement continues in the precious metals market, and it is time for our gold report, brought to you by a man who is one of the top names when it comes to precious metals. A man who's been advising clients on trends and movements in the gold and silver and platinum markets for over 50 years. Of course, we're talking about none other than William Youngerman of William Youngerman Inc. William, how are you today?
Great, Steve. How you doing?
I'm doing terrific.
Good. Well, precious metals still hanging in those trading ranges that we've been in between gold about 1570 to 1585, silver hanging around that 1780 number. Right now we've got, yesterday we saw gold close down
Steve Kane Show.
after getting up to $1,586. Again, having a hard time staying above that 1580 number. Gold closed down $2.60 yesterday at 1573.80. Silver was up 29 cents, big mover after getting almost to a 90 to 1 ratio with gold. It traded up 29 cents yesterday at $17.81 the ounce. Platinum was up $2 at $977, and palladium was up $21 at $22.14. This morning, gold's still a little bit higher, back up around that 1580 number, up $6.20 at $1,580. We did get up to about 1583 so far this morning. Silver up 4 cents at $17.85, while platinum was down $17 at $9.60, and palladium is down $10 at $22.04. So, again, gold holding nicely. It's still a great buying opportunity, especially silver, very, very reasonably priced.
It sure
That's
is.
pretty much where.
Yep. William, a lot of people may not know it, but and of course a lot of our listeners do know it. You not only sell precious metals, you are in the market to buy them as well. Tell us a little bit about how that works.
Yeah, certainly. For over 50 years, we've been making good two-way markets in all of the precious metals, regardless of the form that they're in, whether it's old jewelry or silverware sets or teeth or anything. If it's gold or silver or platinum, we'll buy it. Bring it in. Tell us you're a Steve Kane listener. You always get a free appraisal from us and cash on the spot if you decide to sell it.
Okay.
So all of the precious metals are in stock for immediate delivery if you're looking to buy or add anything to your portfolio.
Drop by William Youngerman's today. The address 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca. That is, of course, the Bank of America building. You'll find William on the first floor directly across from the entrance to the bank. You can reach him from anywhere in the world by phone at 1-800-327-5010 or go to the website. Just a gorgeous website. It's like a trip through a museum. So you can visit that anytime at williamyoungerman.com. William, enjoy the Super Bowl weekend, and we will speak on Monday.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You take care.
Oh boy, yeah. So you agree they'll finish the impeachment before the Super Bowl so they get to their parties?
I wouldn't say that.
They can't come back on Monday. Super Bowls keep them up too late. Senate can't be back on Monday.
The Super Bowl is not a factor here.
Ah.
Other than it may put some of the Democrats and Republicans in a rush to get back home for the weekend. Yeah, I could see them not wanting to drag it out.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl could be a factor in our favor now that I think about it.
They don't want to come back. They can't come back on Monday. They'll be too hungover.
I can tell you, I would bet you anything that the Dems have one more dirty shot left. I don't know what it'll be. Probably something to do with Bolton or one of these things, these phony deals that they invent.
Well, you know, if they want to talk to Bolton so much, they can subpoena him and have him in the House.
Yeah, but that's not.
It'll be on TV.
Their idea is they're desperately trying to do anything to prolong the hearings.
Yeah.
Because they understand the end of the hearings is the end of them. Unless, of course,
It'll never be over for them.
unless there is lurking in the background some wild and bizarre. That's why I wish Ed was here. I'd love to get.
I can tell by listening to Pelosi said yesterday, with no witnesses, he will not be acquitted. So that's defeatist talk, and they're not going to accept the acquittal, and they're going to move on to have hearings with the witnesses that they think should have been called, except the whistleblower and Hunter Biden. They'll never be.
Yeah, but that's not going to be the same thing. The impeachment thing will be over. Once they have the vote on the impeachment that exonerates him, it's over.
Well, before the impeachment trial started, they said that they could impeach him again if they.
Well, they can do all that stuff, which I wish they would, because I mean it would totally. Not that they haven't already totally decimated their party, because they have. But if they really want to, nail the lid on the coffin and add cement to before they drop it in the river, that's all they have to do is try to. And besides, this time they would be forced, because it was the fact that was featured in the debate this time.
Yeah.
They would be forced to get a vote of the House. They will never get a vote of the House.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to reopen that. But
You know, if they impeached him again in the House, okay, if they
couldn't impeach him again.
they could have the vote again. If they
You know what they would lose in Congress the next election?
well, at this point, what do you got to lose? You know, they're at that kind of point right now. What do you got to lose? You know, if they now this would be interesting. If they impeached him again, which they've suggested they would do. You know, Mitch McConnell, I can't imagine Mitch McConnell taking that up. They just can't stop the government by having impeachment after impeachment.
Well,
Steve Kane
that's
Show.
why I say I don't think that's a realistic possibility now.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that when he runs, if there was to be another impeachment, something that is feasible, a scenario that is feasible, is if we go through the election, if the Democrats were ever able to hang on to the House, that would become the key. Because without the House, they couldn't even get an impeachment thing going. But without the,
Yeah, well, we'll see. You want to take some calls?
Yeah.
All right, let's. Richie wants to talk to you. He called me
Hey,
early,
Richie,
but I'll put
what's
him
up?
through again.
what's up, my friend?
My analysis, okay?
Go.
This is all about the Senate because, you know, if President Trump wins, guess what he gets to do? Another Supreme Court justice, which they fear more than anything.
Yep.
And they need the Senate to pass Supreme Court justices. This is why they're putting everybody through all this.
This is why if we win the Senate, that's why they're gonna go to the streets. There's no question of that.
Yeah, because Schumer wants to take over, because otherwise, you know, once Trump has a free ride in the Senate, he's going to have it. You know, how long do you think this old lady's going to be on the Supreme Court? She's on her last leg.
It looks that way, doesn't
I mean, yeah, she's hanging on, and they know they've tried for years to go through our court systems to get what they want. You know, no Merry Christmas, no secular, everything secular.
Well, Trump gets one more appointment. They're done on the court for a long time. I mean, that's a Trump court for sure. I mean, locked up with one more appointment.
I fear that more than anything.
Give me the scenario. How rough would it get if, in fact, that happened? If, in fact, Ruth Bader passes on to a better place?
Oh, well, look, they right now they don't think that our last nominee who got nominated is legitimate. Just like they don't think President Trump is legitimate.
But so what?
These
Who
people
cares?
will not accept it.
Well, what does that mean? They don't accept the new nominee, but the country does. So what's the problem?
Well, half of the country.
No.
You know,
The fact
you
is,
got these.
the fact is.
I'm afraid. I hope we hold the Senate more than anything. The Senate is the key. Forget the House is impeachment crazy, but the Senate is the Supreme Court, and that's what their eyeball is on.
I understand.
Oh yeah, I mean Trump has appointed hundreds of judges have been confirmed, hundreds of federal judges under Trump. Yeah.
Borelli called C-SPAN as a caller.
No, it was not her. That's okay. People tell me all the time, I've had multiple people tell me that they think you are a caller that calls QAM, Richie from Boar's Head. I don't even know who that is, but there's some Richie from Boar's Head guy that calls QAM, and people tell me all the time they think you're him. Yeah. If only Steve were to. All right, Richie. That's right. That's a good addiction. You know,
Remember our old theme song, Addicted to K?
Yep.
Knocked off Addicted to Love, the Emerson Palmer.
Parodied. Richard Palmer. Was that Richard Palmer?
No, not Richard. Something.
Not Arnold Palmer. That's the golfer.
It was somebody Palmer.
What was the famous Palmer?
Addicted to Love.
Yeah, but it was yeah. Mm-hmm.
You might as well face it, you're addicted to K. All right, that does it enough. Don't want to drive everybody away. Well, the show's over, so what can I say? Let's root for KC. They owe me money from the first Super Bowl ever played. Although I don't think I'll get even if I win this one, but what can I tell you? Hope you guys enjoy the weekend between the sports and the politics and everything. It should be a lot of fun. We'll see you Monday. God bless America.
All right, guys. See you later.
Dental care.
Take care.